Unmuted. Welcome back to the Black Sensei Society. We are back at it again. This is episode number 29. And today we plan to talk about underrated anime. We're going to do an underrated anime draft. It should be very interesting. We're all going to have our own picks and kind of talk about some underrated anime that people need to watch and why they're underrated, of course. But appreciate everybody tuning in for this podcast episode. Per usual, shout out to all the members that have become a member on our channel. Shout out, obviously, Creative Bobby, Jaden, Solo Boss, Asiavelli. If you don't know already, you can become a member, get the Shikai tier. Very easy, 99 cents. Go over there and just support the channel. We're going to do more stuff in the future, but this is a good starting off point. You'll get your members shout outs. You'll be a priority reply. And when we do events, mostly Lonnie hosts these, you guys can be one of the members to pop up your first come, first serve type thing. So appreciate that. And of course, make sure you guys like, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. With that said, how y'all doing? Well, I'm not going to start it there. How's the new people who have been on the platform before? How are they doing?
Ladies first.
Suck at this. Hi. I'm good. I've had a long day.
That's real.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm chilling. Everything's great. Life is good. Everything's blessed. Volume 3, still need it. Ty. But yeah, all good.
Yeah, Ty, if you just need to be kidnapped and put away in a cabin or whatever, I got you. I'll just give you some pen and paper. You'll think of it like a vacation. You'll just wake up in a cabin, by a lake or something.
I don't think you want to be kidnapped by Lonnie.
Yeah, I'm about to say, but you know what's so
That
crazy?
sounds dangerous.
I was just on a call with some of my storyteller friends who also writing stories. Bro, we made some insane discoveries. Every story is exactly structured the same way. You take Villain Saga, Naruto, they all have the same exact story structure, and that blew my mind.
Structures.
But it's that story for another day. That's how I do. I'm doing a lot of research right now.
All right. Hey, man, it's important things to come for Ty. So, make sure you guys check out, follow his socials. His link is in the link tree, so you can go check out Hustle. You also could join the Discord. So make sure you do that. Ty is working hard over there with stuff like Slingshot. How's Slingshot going?
I've been busy with them because we've been editing people's work. So I've been doing a lot of editing right now. As I'm trying to reboot Hustle, I've been editing other people's stories. So that's been hard, but we moving.
All right, big bet. Everybody else good? Everybody feeling all right?
And because you mentioned events, so me, Random, Moon Peaches, and Santo, we're gonna be doing a slice of life romance special. For those that are into that, I think we're gonna try for next week or the week after. And then also I have a Bleach/Naruto community draft. So of course, if you want to be in it, message me on Discord. And then me, Random, and Santo, we still have to figure out a date, but we're gonna have a Jump Force BSS edition coming soon too. So, and I have an anime and chill at some point.
All right. Nice. So kind of let's get right into it per usual. Let's start off with our agenda hours. It's time for the agendas. It's time to talk about some of the things that have been taking place recently in anime and manga. I guess it's appropriate to kind of start off with some of the series we were told to read. If you guys don't know, we were told to read certain things based off our donation goals. We have a banner right here, and a couple of us had to read some things. I'm still going to wait until J-Rob's here so I could talk about the breaker with him. But does anybody have anything from what they've been reading?
So, I got nominated to read Goodnight Poon Poon. I've heard about it for years. Every time I look up best seinen lists, it's always in the top 10. I always hear it's one of the best stories. I actually really want someone to donate so Ty can read it because I think the story structure is actually really well done. It's very intricate, but at the same time, it is one of the most deranged, out of pocket things I've ever read, and so I love and hate it at the same time. It's beautifully written, but it's just so random and out of whack, like the things that happen. Like, dude, he'll be thinking about butterflies, the sky, astronauts, and people hanging themselves all in one. It's just like, oh, okay, that's cool. There's just a lot of the story's a lot, but I read the first arc, but I'm gonna finish it because I have to finish it at this point. I'm too dove in. I actually called random like a few chapters in, and I was like, I need you to read the first chapter because I can't process what I'm thinking. And I was reading Berserk, and this was like in some ways disturbing me more than Berserk was, a lot more. But no, the stories were actually really good. The characters are very interesting, and they have like different levels of depth that I don't think is really touched on. And yeah, I right now I give it like a 9.5 out of 10.
That first chapter, it's like, okay, you know, nice little slice of life, like, you know, going to school, kids leaving, and then just from there, it's like, you know, you watch like a Looney Tunes special, and they throw the little thing of like snow down the hill, and it increases and gets bigger. By the end of the chapter, I called Lonnie. I was like, "What's happening? I have so many questions. Did that just happen? Is his mom okay? Like, is his mom okay?" And I'm like, I have to read it now too. So I'm gonna read it when I have a chance. When I was just so busy there, else I would have been right there with Lonnie. But what a first chapter! Jesus Christ!
I mean, it starts off with the main character saying, "This, oh, I saw this popular kid in school. I never talked to her, but I saw her shoving rocks into this kid's mouth, and I fell in love." What? It's like, what? What is that? Like, that's how you start off. So just like
her
okay.
face is weird. Her face is drawn weird, so it makes you like you're just paying attention. And then she leaves, and a new girl comes in. But then there's so much. Why is the main character drawn the way he's drawn? I don't understand a lot of things, but I'm intrigued. And I got on my reading list. Ty, I'm telling you, it's all these different things, and it's
super complex.
It's weird, man. It's weird, and I've only read a chapter, Ty, and I'm in to watch the rest.
I've heard about it for years. I have the second volume because like every time I try to go to the bookstore, it's mainly sold out.
I read a few of the beginning chapters, and I agree that it is. I'm pretty sure that I was laughing at things I should have laughed at, and I felt bad. I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll come back. It's the way
the chapter. Did you read the chapter where they watched the video?
What chapter was that? I don't remember where I stopped at.
It was like 5 or 6. Like they were like all the kids.
I think I stopped. I think I read like the first like 4 or so chapters. The first 4 or so. And it was just seeing his family interact as like their design. It was I kind of laughed, but I probably shouldn't have. I was like, this is kind of funny. Their design is so crazy. I get that.
I'm told it only gets darker and darker and darker once he gets to middle school and then high school and then after high school.
The main character does some crazy stuff.
Why is the main character drawn like that?
I'm pretty sure it's symbolic of something. Maybe I haven't got far enough to know, but I think it's symbolic of.
But where I'm at, I find out that the new girl that he's in love with is her family's in a cult. So that's a whole nother thing. I'm just like, there's so many layers to this. It's a great read, but not for the faint of heart either. It's
Jesus Christ. Excuse me.
I just can't wait for you to read what I paid for you to read.
Yeah, next week. Well, by next week I have to read Love Is an Illusion. So let's see how that goes.
I'm gonna pray for you, Lonnie.
Random knows what it is.
I didn't read it, but I know what it is.
And to be fair, Lonnie, you said you want to read all the weird stuff.
I do want to know. I'm not mad at it at all. Like Goodnight Poon, I was very glad that I had an excuse to read it because I bought the second volume like months ago, and I just never got the first volume. And I've heard about it for, I want to say almost like I don't know how long it's been out, but I've heard about it for a long time. So I'm glad. Yeah, keep on sending me weird, dark, messed up stories.
Why don't you read that weird dark one you bought me the first volume of?
Which one?
There's
to go into the archives. Next week I also will be doing a breakdown on Berserk since I've been next time.
You want it.
Next time I'll be doing a breakdown on Berserk. I'm almost done catching up with it. I've been binging it, and Good Night Poon Poon, and yeah, I have some thoughts. Berserk is definitely going up my list. Guts is going up my list. He still can't beat Tension, but that's a different story.
He literally is. He literally is, but it's
That's a different story. But nah.
By the way, guys, I want you to know Lonnie has done massive damage to his mental health by binging Berserk. By the way,
No,
massive
I have
damage.
not. No, I have not.
no.
You know what? I had a
weird
quote unquote
Shut up.
weird dreams. I had a quote. So you know, like the monster guy, like I believe it was in the first arc where like he has his daughter locked away in the room.
Mm-hmm.
So like I had a dream like 2 days ago. I was fighting him. I was losing, of course, because I'm a regular person. But then he bit me. And I was like, nigga, did you just bite me? And I bit him back. And he's like, nigga, what? So I think I'm fine.
It's already affecting your mental health, but no, you're not. But no, you're completely fine.
I'm fine.
I agree with what
They
Sharp
did
put in the
scientific
chat.
studies on this, Lonnie.
Yep, I agree with that.
But they did scientific studies on this for a reason.
Berserk. I mean, I binged it. So
Riddell, you're a robot. That's different.
fair. I mean, it is messed up. It's not something I would reread. Like, even though how good Berserk is, like Berserk is objectively like really good, I wouldn't reread it. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't even rewatch.
Yeah, I've read it multiple times.
It's
But after
just
each arc,
a lot. I'm not gonna lie. It's just a
after
lot.
each arc, I'd go read something like wholesome and fun. Like
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm
wholesome
not
is
going
like-
from conviction to freaking the to the boat arc. I'm not doing it. I'm gonna go read Teaser Master Takagi-san, like rent a girlfriend. I need something, a palate cleanser. Then I'm gonna come back
See,
in.
don't listen to random guys. Go deeper into the business.
No,
Read, like,
no.
even more messed
I
up.
agree.
Go
Scientists
deeper,
do
guys.
not listen to Lonnie. I care about your mental health. I care about it.
You'll be
They-
okay.
Hey,
Sci-
hey, trauma only makes you stronger, guys.
It
We all
builds
know this.
character. Fact.
Trauma makes you stronger.
Huh?
Wow.
Mm.
Spice
I'm
face.
staying out of
Listen
this
to
one.
Lonnie.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know about this.
I'm
I
staying
feel
out.
like we've,
These
as a
are
community, been
family
more
friendly. I don't know if we
mentally
should say that.
yeah.
It's all character development, guys. You gotta just stay locked in.
Character development. Maybe the character development is going to cause
Gotta
them to
develop your
ask
core wound,
weird
guys.
questions to some of the editors at a convention.
This is crazy.
Maybe
man.
maybe that's what the character is going to lead up to, man.
Hey,
You know, shout out
if
my
I
hero,
have
man.
the mental strength to like fight a berserk monster in my dreams and not get scared, and I make them scared, I feel like I'm okay. I feel
You
like
said you
y'all
was
doing
losing.
something
Now
wrong.
you're making the guy scared.
I ain't gonna lie, you and Kenshin getting y'all ass whooped by them berserk demons. I ain't gonna lie.
Exactly.
Yeah, to be fair,
Sato,
Lonnie
you
said he
don't
would
you
beat
say
him.
that, Sato. Don't you say nothing. And also, Cinderella Jack putting Kenshin in the body.
Cinderella Jack.
Cook.
We can put him in the body. He'll put Kenshin in the body.
High key, Samurai
Who did I
Jack
say
is
I would
putting
beat up?
tension in
He
the body
would.
bag.
He actually would. though.
He
Bro,
would.
he does.
He
Cinderella
actually
Jack. He puts him in the
He's
body
the
bag.
No.
freakiest of freak athletes as a swordsman.
Samurai Jack might put guts in a body bag. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, probably.
Cinderella.
I'm willing. I'm willing to have the
I didn't know
discussion.
that Kenshin going that body bag first. That's all I know. But
I'm willing to have the
I don't
discussion.
think so,
I ain't
bro.
gonna fool with it no more.
Facts.
Wait, but who did I say I'd beat up?
You said you would beat up
Deku
Deku.
is wiping.
Oh, yeah, you did say
off
that.
the
You
earth,
beat up Deku?
and he's gonna cry the whole
Deku, are
time.
you crazy?
I'd sneak that nigga.
And he has danger sense, bro.
Bro, you said you'll beat up Deku.
You can't
bro?
sneak him.
I ain't gonna lie. Lion think he Bakugo.
He beat the shit out of you and crying the whole time. That's what's
Yes.
happening to you, Lonnie.
You know how mad I'd be if I was
Lonnie,
getting beat up while
Lonnie,
someone's
Lonnie,
crying?
Lonnie, he's not gonna do that because I mean, allegedly he could have done it to Bakugo, but he didn't. So I don't know.
And I'm pretty sure I said before.
Now we're just starting stuff.
I'm pretty sure I
bro.
said
I'm not
before
starting
he gets
anything. Allegedly, he could have did it to Bakugo,
Nah,
but
now we're
didn't.
just
So
starting
maybe
stuff.
Lonnie might be okay. You know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I said before. I'm not that crazy. I'm pretty sure I said before he gets his powers, I beat the shit out of him.
No, but even with his powers, allegedly he's more powerful than people, but he doesn't beat them like Bakugo. But
I think everybody up here would beat up a middle schooler without powers. I'm not gonna lie.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
that's not saying much.
What are
Like,
we talking about?
now that's just bullying at that point. I'm not.
Body bag.
You're basically Bakugo 2.0 right there.
Character development.
bullying. Listen, man.
You tell me Lonnie just pulled up to Deku's school and she starts beating him up? That's not bullying. Even
character
Tell me you
development.
can't see him doing that though.
Even
It's character
Bakugo,
development.
what are we doing here, bro?
Cook.
He would do
Bakugo,
that
hey,
though.
cut it out. Like,
And man, if you do, All Might
Hey, I'll
gonna come
fight him and
beat that ass,
Takamichi at the same time. Pull up.
Ridiculous. You're ridiculous.
Miles, have you made any leeway on the series you're reading?
So yeah, I'm gonna talk about it. My boy Rob got me reading Legend of the Northern Blade. I'm gonna disappoint him off rip. I think the catalyst that sets a lot of these things in motion is a little bit cliche. So basically what happens is the world's strongest martial artists, they assemble the strongest martial artists, they create their own sect because there's basically this looming threat that needs to be suppressed or stopped. And eventually they turn on them after they've, quelled this threat long enough. My problem with it is that I feel like I've seen that time and time again. As I was reading it, I thought of
okay.
there's this guy named Arden in Final Fantasy 15. He was the first person I thought of, just being tasked to do something and then being betrayed. I thought that was corny. What I do like is that it did leave me with a lot of questions in regards to, how that shaped the world. Some of the obvious questions are like, will the Silent Knight come back? Like that's obvious. But I want to see some of the martial arts styles. I want to see how crazy it gets. Yo, what happened?
No,
No,
it's time.
I said something in the private chat. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I was not bad. That was my bad. That came out. That probably looked bad. That was random.
No, I have a lot of questions. I want to know if the main protagonist, if he becomes him or not. His dad did kill himself. I was kind of curious as to why he did that, whether it was just an honor thing, or if there was some deeper meaning behind it. Like I said, I feel like that catalyst was cliche, but it did leave me with a lot of questions I want answers to. So I'm kind of excited to see where it goes.
So I can, as the resident Legend of the Northern Blade guy, he does become him. He becomes Himothy. He becomes him to the highest power. And yeah, hold on, I'll address that in a second. But I will say this, and this isn't a spoiler. He killed himself to protect his son. And he killed himself to protect his son, and that's why his son was in the situation that he was at the start of the story.
So my only question is, but they already made the promise before he had killed himself, and I thought him disbanding would have been enough to. He had to kill himself.
He had to.
Because I know they mentioned
and as you read more of the story, as you read the whole story, especially every Tuesday a new chapter drops. They drop some more lore about his dad this chapter, and that once you kind of figure out what exactly is going on, you'll get why he killed himself. Obviously I'm not trying to spoil. We can talk afterwards, but there's a whole thing going on, and the last like 6 chapters have been like lore. You meet a lot of really important people, and it also feels like it's really gearing towards the end. And it's been very good, which is also I was worried because they took a random month-long hiatus. Something was going on in the production of the manhwa, but now they're back and they're cranking it out. And the one thing I will always say about Legend is that they do not skimp on the art. Their art is very good.
It is
their
good.
action scenes, especially once, I don't know, if you read the first art, how far did you get?
I got to where he's with those dudes that are basically torturing him. They're not torturing him, but they want him to know where all the martial arts treasures are in that cavern.
Oh, you are about to see, so you're probably within the first 10 chapters. You haven't even seen the story really develop for real. Once the story develops, you about to be like some fights I'd put up there with like solo leveling types of manhwa quality. Especially now, I'm saying that they're better. And was it the main character? His name escapes me right now. He's just amazing. He's just amazing, and they play on that, especially as you get toward the end of the first season. It's like they do a really good switch around because he's been Himothy for so long, and in a weird way, he pays for it. But it's also like, what's the right way? It's a learning experience. Let's go like that. It's a learning experience because then now that you get to season 2. He's Himothy to the highest power. I put him up there with some of the best.
On a lighter note, I thought the solo leveling names were bad. Oh my god.
They're tough.
I want to remember these dudes' names, but they have like 3 names, and then they introduce people so fast.
So this
is
one
definitely my issue with like manhwa in general. I'm not gonna lie. I'd be forgetting every single one of their names, even with the breaker. I'd be forgetting all their names too, bro.
So remember, and actually just
Yeah,
remember,
these long names ain't it, bro.
I found out the name. This is a Chinese one. It's called they call him a Donghua. I don't know why they call it like that, but that's what they call the Chinese version of manhwa. They call him a Donghua, and this is based on ancient Chinese. So you're gonna get a lot of tough names. So, but you once you get past that past the first 10, because that's basically the prologue of the story, you're gonna be full steam ahead because your boy got to meet some people and he got to rectify and get justice.
All right. I mean, if you guys don't know, I'm gonna reiterate it again. If you guys want to donate to us, send us maybe a $10 for us to read one arc of a manga, manhwa. It doesn't really matter. That's what we're talking about. Miles just read. Was it the Legend or the Rise?
Legend of the
Northern Blade.
Legend of the Northern Blade. Lonnie Red. What is it called? Like Pun something.
Good night, Poon Poon.
That one. I've seen cover art of that. It just looks like something that I don't want to read. That's what it looks like. It just looks like too much. I'll be honest. And I had to read, same with J-Rob, The Breaker. So when J-Rob shows up, we'll both talk about it.
I'm so mad about that.
Breaker is good. I have it to kind of put where I have it. I have it kind of right now the same level for me at the very least as Kenichi the Mighty's Disciple, the manga that I've read.
Kenichi's peak, bro.
Kenichi's really good, bro. Kenichi is really good.
Yeah,
and
the Breaker is good. The Breaker New Waves, that takes it to a different level.
I do mess with the main character. I also have I made a realization, which is kind of counter random, but I'll talk about it later. Yeah, I made a big realization for myself reading that manga. But let's kind of go into some of the new manga that took place, or the new chapters that took place. There's also a new manga. We talk about that in a second. And I do have a question for y'all, and I'm curious to see where you guys fall in line with this. So the question in regards to the new One Piece chapter, are we about to bear witness to the greatest backstory in manga history regarding Joy Boy?
I don't know if they were just teasing it or if they're actually going to go into it.
I think we're eventually going to get it, though.
I think we are, but I feel like we're going to get edged here.
Yeah, no, I feel like they're just alluding it. But now we know it's two different people, which I'm glad about. Like, now we know that Nika is like the source and Joy Boy was like the first iteration. It's kind of like how I'm viewing it, like not exactly the same, but like kind of like Naruto's reincarnation thing, how like Hashira was like the one before him, and then it was like, what was it, Indra? So it's kind of like Indra's the source, then Hashira, which is like the bigger legend to a lot of people, the Joy Boy, the big legend, the ninja god, and then it's Naruto now. So it's kind of like Joy Boy was the source. I mean, Nika was the source. Joy Boy is that Hashira, that god-like figure that like the first pirate changed the whole landscape of the world. Now we have Luffy. That's how I'm viewing it right now.
Yeah, I mean, I know we're probably gonna get Edge. I would be surprised if he just straight up goes right into the backstory now. But to be fair, this is the One Piece final arc. That's what he said. So
I don't believe it.
No, we don't.
I know.
He said this like 5 years ago. I don't believe it.
Yeah, we still have Elbap.
I believe it.
He said a few different things. So like first he was saying like, oh, One Piece it will end in 5 years, this and that. But he's never really said like this is the final saga until we got here.
He definitively
absolutely. So that's why I do think we might get. Let me read this chapter real quick. Hold on a second.
You haven't read it yet, Ty?
Nah, I haven't.
L Ty. That's crazy. Anyhow, yeah, but regardless of whether or not we get it now or whatever, is the final arc, when we do get it, will it be the greatest backstory arc we've ever seen?
It better be.
I hope.
Well,
actually,
I'm still going with the One Piece as the power of friendship.
I think even if it's like an 8 or 7 out of 10, I think it'll still be.
I think because of how long we had to wait, it's going to.
Hey, random. The greatest backstory arc still is Golden Age. I'm sorry, I mean,
yeah,
they don't want to have that discussion.
I mean, I'm just saying the Gold Age arc, Berserk. I think it's the greatest backstory.
For both the hero and the villain. That's crazy.
And the love it.
Fair, based
At
on
the
how
same time?
Berserk is set up,
Fair.
it is the
At the same
backstory, to be
exact
fair.
time.
Yeah,
The Gold Age is a backstory arc.
it is.
Nobody
It
heard
is.
me, Char, just you.
At the
I mean,
same damn
it's-
time, Ty.
I'm not holding Joy Boy to those standards. That's crazy.
You're
'Cause
not.
It's a 100
That's
chapter
tough.
backstory. It's a 100 chapter backstory that fleshes out so many characters. Like, I
So
don't.
what?
I
I
can't.
have a question for
Well,
Miles.
okay, kind
for
of-
everybody.
But
It's 100
have
chapters.
any-
Until
Anybody-
2.0.
Yes,
but that's Miles, the reason why
Like,
Oh, you
that's
can't fuck
not
with- yeah, that's not fucking.
crazy for Oda to do. Well, 100 chapters.
He's not going to do no 100 chapters. For
100
100
no
chapters.
chapters, maybe not. But there's
10, maybe.
another.
I'll give it 10.
15.
There's another manga that did a long backstory. I don't know if any of y'all read it. I'm kind of throwing some underrated anime already out there, but I just won't use it. Magi. If you've read Magi, after the conflict between Aladdin and Alibaba and some some
It's about
important
Sinbad's
wizard.
backstory.
Say that
You're
again.
talking about Sinbad's backstory.
Nope. The backstory of the Magi universe, Magi's father, and the main villain. That arc was long. It was a super long backstory arc, but it was extremely good and it was extremely entertaining. It's basically the arc right after the anime ends. That when the anime ends, right after it, maybe like one little mini arc, and then they go into the backstory arc where Aladdin tells everybody this is the true truth of the world. Kind of similar to what One Piece is talking about. The truth of the world. That's what Magi was doing years ago. So I at the very least think it should be a Magi level. I never considered Berserk, but to be fair, it is based off its structure. Technically, it is the backstory. But not Berserk. For shonen status, would it be the greatest backstory?
Unless you consider Naruto the backstory for Bart.
Stop
No,
it.
That is gross.
Can't believe you made
That
that
is
call.
gross.
Problems, bro.
that was.
Do not trust Lonnie for real.
I need
I mean,
someone to mute
technically,
Lonnie
he's
for a
not
minute, bro.
wrong.
Yeah.
Technically speaking, he's not wrong.
We have a $5. We can mute a captain. I need someone to mute Lonnie for that terrible joke.
For what?
That joke was the
Hold on a
worst.
second.
thing
I mean, hold on a
ever
second.
said.
I think we got like some of them AOT backstories, like like Grisha's backstory with the Aaron twist was peak.
Oh, for sure. There's
That was-
one
that
to
was
compare
good.
it. But this is Joy Boy. Oda's been leading up to Joy Boy since chapter 1.
No,
Basically.
I get that, but and technically the way that the Villain Saga manga, I know you said that's shonen, I guess, but the Villain Saga manga starts off with Thorfinn already with Askeladd, and then chapter 2 goes into his backstory how his dad died. So like his dad dying and him joining Askeladd is the backstory because it starts with him already in Askeladd's crew in the manga.
Oh, I didn't know that. I haven't read the manga like that. So I
I-
watched the anime first.
Well, you said shonen, so never mind. I was gonna actually ironically put.
I think Hidden Inventory with Gojo was fire. Hidden Inventory was peak.
Would you put Itachi's backstory?
That was a good one.
I
Itachi.
ain't gonna lie, I think
So-
Grisha's like the one we got with him and Marley, and then the extended flashback with the Aaron twist, like that's his backstory in totality. He's broken up, but I think that's one of the best shonen backstories I've ever seen.
I'm not mad at that, but we also have to take into consideration that Oda in particular has been creating amazing backstory after amazing backstory, like Sanji, Robin.
But that
and these are like
the
surface level to what I think he was about to do with Joy Boy.
no, but I think that the Grisha backstory is a Joy level backstory as far as the lore we get. We find out about the founding Titan. We find out about the Aaron twist, about him, like we find out about the royal family and the blood that like his wife had. Like that to me is just as big a revelation in the context of Attack on Titan as Joy Boy is.
I agree to that.
We found out about Marley. We found out about Marley. Like that to me is the turning point of Attack on Titan. Like so, I think that's the best I've ever seen.
Do you put length of time and how far they go into the backstory into your like ranking?
No, it doesn't matter. The backstory could be yesterday. If it's peak, it's peak.
That's true.
No, I think, or are you talking about like How long the
Like
backstory is, or how
like
far
how
back?
long they go in, like how long they
Like
go
how many
into it.
chapters? Like how many chapters they
Yeah,
go in?
like does that matter? Like let's say if the story of, let's say if Joy Boy is like 3 chapters, would you be okay with it?
No, I wouldn't.
I think
Well, does it have to be like an
that
arc
he-
at least?
If he tells enough to where we feel like we're gonna see more later, I don't see why not.
I think it depends. Like if you're able to tell like enough in that with the time, I don't think it needs to be like an arc.
So how do
So-
we feel about Hohenheim's backstory? Even,
Oh, that was fire too.
It was good. That was short too.
It was with we find about father. We find about his whole plot. We figure out. Yeah, that was one of the biggest mysteries is who is Hohenheim and father? Like how are they connected?
Yeah.
How is the Philosopher's Stone created? Right? What is the we found about the huge transmutation circle that took away the seed of Xerxes? Like we found about Xerxes. We find that's one of the biggest revelations too. So Hohenheim, Grisha are probably
Those are 2 good ones. How
Another-
do you
another
feel
one I
about
would-
Ishin's backstory?
Who?
Ishin, Ichigo's dad.
Oh,
that's not comparable.
I say a better one.
I know. Just throw it out.
That was a comparison. What were you
No,
saying?
I'd say a better one would be like Zeref's from Fairy Tail. Like his backstory is pretty well detailed and how it connected with the first
Him and
Fairy Tail-
Mavis, yeah.
yeah, the Fairy Tail Guild Master and everything like that. Like that was
Mavis's backstory alone, like if we're talking fairy tale, they made you genuinely believe that all of the people surrounding her were alive during that time. Like that shit hurt when you read it. When you watch it, you're kind of basically being told that. When you read that shit hurt.
I did think everyone was alive, and then they're like, oh wait, they're okay.
Well,
Actually,
I want to I
really
want to
like-
add one more. Goblin Slayer. So you were reading the main. If anybody who's reading the actual thing, the author is actually writing Goblin Slayer's backstory right now, sharing how he got to where he is. And obviously, it's not just what the story is; it's also the fact that you learning more about the world, like how how Goblin Slayer is basically based on Dungeons and Dragons. One person in the Goblin Slayer, I guess, prequel makes it out. And Goblin Slayer assists with that, and you basically watch how he becomes the silver ranked adventurer. You meet him at the start of the story. They're kind of following the Dragon Age, the Golden Age kind of model tie, and I think that should be mentioned because I think that's also very good. There's some points where I'm like, I think this is better than the actual main story that's running right now. I understand that Goblin Slayer, you feel how you feel, but I think that's also very well done. I would like to add that up.
I respect anybody who can read Goblin Slayer. After chapter 1, if you can get past that, respect to you, man.
I also really like Inuyasha and Kikyo's backstory.
That's
Wait,
good.
how can you not get past chapter 1 of Goblin Slayer, but you can read Berserk?
Pause.
Yeah, but like
No,
Berserk,
The first chapter is literally Guts
No.
it is
doing a horse.
Wait, what? I don't remember Guts doing a horse. First chapter. What?
Demon.
He was doing.
It's
he
a
was,
demon.
He was clapping a
that-
demon's cheeks.
He's clapping the demon's cheeks.
That was the first chapter.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, but that's not like what the goblins were doing.
We picking and choosing.
y'all trolling? Y'all for real?
It's not. It's the
It's the
not
first
like-
chapter. He's clapping a demon.
for-
One
No,
is
it's-
one
it's
is
not for kids, by the
unconsensual.
way.
One is not. Like what?
He kills the demon mid
I'm
coitus.
pretty sure the slaughter that happened right after was not
Let's not go down this
consensual.
rabbit hole.
Coitus?
Let's go down this rabbit hole.
I'm pretty sure the
Mid-coitus,
slaughter.
he kills the demon.
I'm
I
pretty
mean,
sure
that's not the
slaughter
problem.
with
so
his.
many different words than coitus.
I
That's not
chose it for a
that's not the
reason.
problem of the situation.
Pretty sure the slaughter after clapping cheeks was not consensual.
Yeah, I don't care if you kill. You know, I'm fine with that.
What?
I do
You kill as
think-
much as you want in a manga.
I do think that Joba backstory will probably be within the Joba backstory will probably be within that Grisha tier. I think I might not even a little bit under it, but I think it'll be around there.
I feel like it has
Yeah.
to reach that the way you guys talk about it. It has to reach
I think
where-
it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be rewarded. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I think so too.
Me too.
I think
but-
it'd be better than Kuma's. And Kuma's was great.
Kuma's was
Fair.
fire.
Ty, you made a really good point when it comes to like Grisha, because I agree Grisha's backstory is amazing, and there's that sticking moment that everybody will remember for the rest of time. I mean, it's a meme with Aaron telling Grisha to do it, basically.
Yeah.
I don't know if Joy Boy's backstory. I think it will have the exposition. I think it'll have the narrative. I think it'll have the information, the lore. But will it have that moment that every One Piece fan for the rest of the time will remember? Hard to say.
I think the only way I think it will is if we find. Well, I mean, we know Joy Boy's connected to the One Piece, so I think that when Joy Boy either creates the One Piece or finds it, because remember when Roger went to the One Piece, it's like, oh, Joy Boy, I wish you could be born in your time. That's just that that Joy Boy was there at some point. So I think when Joy Boy gets to the One Piece, and maybe if it's similar to Roger, I think that might be the moment.
I think it might have multiple. Even seeing how he fails and like the fall and the cascading effect from that, I think would be a pretty memorable moment as well.
Maybe something with the D clan will be also revealed at that time too. Because we still need more regarding that.
He's not gonna if he gives us that much, that's wild. I think y'all dragging it. He gonna make us wait for that. I'm not gonna lie.
Oda.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm about to find Oda. Like, stop holding back all the secrets, gang. Like, just like
we almost done it. He's holding back mad secrets, like,
bro,
and he's adding secrets too. He's like, oh yeah, there's more. By the way, it was like, okay, buddy. All right, buddy.
Never.
I feel like y'all about to get a run of chapters. Like, yo, did you see what happened this chapter? Did you see what happened next chapter? It's like a month. Y'all gonna be like losing your minds. I can't believe we got all this in a month.
But I feel like on to important business because I want to switch over to this topic. Gege, what more do you want from me? How much more can he take? How much he literally put my man on a t-shirt. He put my man on a t-shirt.
So
for no
killing
reason.
Choso to give us Toto just to kill him next chapter is diabolical.
Because Toto.
Wait,
Toto.
what? Y'all think Toto's dying?
How is he gonna survive, Ty?
He's not gonna die, bro.
How is he gonna survive?
I mean, Sukuna's weaker. He's still weakened.
Toto doesn't have RCT.
Why are you looking like, yo? He's literally
eventually Sukuna's gonna get his powers. His powers are gonna come back.
Like, he had to use a binding vow to make his domain special. And all that's 996.
You take that back. You take that back, Kai.
Take back what back?
He said
Toto's a better brother.
He said,
Choso had
not you, Kai.
for like.
Kai. He said, Ty, like what? He had to use a binding vow for the domain expansion. It was only 996, and we know that he probably got brain damage from that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we know the rapid domain expansions. If you you have to use the RCT on your brain. He probably can't even use. Like, a lot of
but we know they're not going to use the power of friendship to beat Sukuna. Eventually,
yes, they are.
That's actually what's happening. That's what's happening.
That's the point of the story is that
the last fight between them is going to be a one-on-one.
Show me
I don't
an
know if it
anime
is.
where there
No,
doesn't
it's
become
gonna
some
be
sort
him
of
and
power
Megumi.
of friendship bullshit in it.
Sukuna's holding their monologue.
This is the one.
Wait. The power of friendship
It's
doesn't
not. Because they're
It's not bad.
using
The power of friendship isn't a bad
It's
thing.
not
when
gonna
done
work,
correctly.
though.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
But I'm saying
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it's a very standard thing in anime.
Yeah, I'm about to say also power of friendship doesn't equal like an ass pool because, like, first of all, even if Itadori is fighting him one-on-one, the fact that he's only able to do that because all the friends that helped him get Sukuna.
I agree with that. I'm saying the last fight to beat Sukuna is not going to be this fight, and I feel like Toto has to die.
Why?
Why?
No, Sukuna needs to lose.
Because that's been the trend.
Why?
How many more people do you have to see on a t-shirt before you stop asking why?
Exactly. What?
How many people
have got bodies on his record?
People have really died.
So
we lost.
for Lonnie
hold on.
Haven't we lost like 3 people?
Gojo,
in this
and
Sukuna
that
fight,
woman.
as far as when it comes to
The woman and the lawyer, or the lawyer bro lived.
Oh yeah, the lawyer died. He died.
This fight, we lost Gojo.
Don't say that in front of Shar because she.
Yeah, so we lost 3, like I thought.
I'm not counting. Kashimo's not one of our guys. He's not one of our guys.
We're not. Come on.
Now we don't claim.
Now we don't
claim Kashimo. That's crazy.
One of our guys. Like, he's not part of the.
As soon as Gojo died, he pulled up with the quickness.
It was like an alliance type of deal.
I know, but he's not part of Jujutsu High Special Forces. What I'm saying, like Kiguruma's like that's Itadori's dog. You know what I'm saying? Like they cool now. So we lost 3 people. First of all, people thought Yuta died. He's alive. People thought Maki died. She's alive. People thought that a lot. Like, as a matter of fact, they took Gojo's body. That nigga might come back. All I'm saying is that I think that it'd be really strange. It all depends on execution. It could work, but we thought Toto was dead, and his arrival was supposed to be surprising to us. So I don't think it makes sense.
We thought he was retired.
Yeah, I thought he just retired.
Yeah, he
But it
retired.
doesn't take away from your point. I
I'm pretty
got
sure I
you.
said that
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
probably
I
gonna
just
come
think
back.
I just think that killing him the very next chapter, like that's crazy.
I don't
Like,
think
he's
the
not.
next
Hold on,
chapter,
real quick.
And the crazy thing is that we wouldn't be surprised if it happened. That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
I would be shocked. Like
I
like
would.
I don't like that's what I said. I think that Hakari, Maki, Yuta, Ichidori are all gonna live. I'd be shocked if all those 4 died. I'd be shocked. And I said that. I don't think they're gonna
It's
die.
kind of
But I
crazy
think
how
Megumi is going to
Akari's
be the
still
key to
just
survival.
falling.
Megumi's gonna help them beat Sukuna anyways.
Look,
I mean, Sukuna
remember
has to
all I
lose.
remember was people on Twitter losing their minds. How dare you take Choso from us and you leave Panda? That's what people would say.
Yo,
How dare you
had
disrespect
that's
Panda?
grimy.
But-
What did
Hold
Panda
on,
do?
real quick, because Drink More Water asked this. What do you guys think is in Toto's arm? He says he thinks it's a piece of Mekamaru.
That'd be fire.
That'd be
think it's
good.
like a little
That'd be
drum.
really good.
That'd be tough.
I just want to know, because I know he was using Boogie Woogie and with Mei Mei's crows, so I just want to see that process, how it all works.
That'd be fire.
I'm like, that'd be crazy. I'm sorry, right now I'm like, I don't have enough faith that Toto is gonna make it through the next chapter. I just don't.
I give him 3 chapters.
Brad, I'm telling you, just believe
I
he's
give him
gonna
like
live.
3
He's gonna live.
He better be boogie wooging his ass off, bro. That's all I'm saying.
because he doesn't have RCT tie. Once Sukuna starts
Okay.
fucking him up, he's
He
done.
might get bodied. He doesn't have to die though.
Yeah,
I just think-
I don't think. Now, will he be upstanding at the end of the
Nah,
battle?
he
Maybe
get
not.
bodied.
But he's gonna live.
Yeah, he's gonna get
I
bodied.
mean, I think it's fine either way if he lives or die. It doesn't really matter.
I hope he comes back with like a domain expansion or something.
Yo, he needs somebody. Yuji needs somebody
Photo
left.
domain expansion.
He
Boogie
needs
Woogie
somebody
domain
left. He
expansion.
just
That
lost his
could be
brother. His
hilarious.
last brother.
I mean,
I mean,
just
this is
saying
a
that
fight
believing
against
they
Sukuna,
gave for a
though.
character to survive is crazy to me.
Yo, I got to pour one out for Choso. I poured one out when I read the chapter. I need to pour one out left. Choso ain't have to go out like that, bro.
I
Just
mean,
burn him to
we
death.
all knew that's how he was gonna go out. It was like the most predictable death that was
You
gonna
know
happen.
something
in the
really
series.
tough? I saw someone make a video about this. They were talking about how this is the first time that Yuji was in someone's afterlife, passing the way that Sukuna has been doing with other characters, and it was like a very like it was. I forgot what they said, but I was like, that was a really cool connection. I think.
Wait, side note, I do have a question because is this like not a plot hole or whatever? But we know that the doctor chick, she can use RCT on other people.
Well, apparently she's one of the best, right? Or if not the best.
So why didn't Toto go to her to get his arm back?
I don't really. Why should she go to?
Jermaine, yeah, you asked this the last time we talked about
I
it.
don't know. I mean, we have to see. We don't know what his arm is under that thing. That's why we got to see what it's
Can she
going on.
grow
Because
other
he lost
people's
it and he
limbs
was like, "Oh, the
back?
boogie woogie's over." It's like she can literally get you your arm back.
Have we seen her give people their limbs back? That's the.
Oh yeah, we haven't seen that. We've seen their.
We haven't. How much have we seen her
Good
actually use?
Because we do know there are levels to the RCT. We do know that
Mhm.
though. So maybe she can't repair limbs.
Yeah, repairing limbs is kind of crazy.
We won't see her like close wounds. We don't know if she can.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that might be fine. My thing is Choso was always bound to die. I mean, I think he had death flags for a while now. He was gonna protect Yuji and gonna die in the aftermath. So, I mean, good for Choso. I thought he was always a cool character. Oh, with Yuji, Toto, and maybe other people, we'll see. If they defeat Sukuna, everything's good, and they don't further explain like the Sukuna twin stuff. How do we feel about that? It was just let it be like, oh yeah, he had a twin,
I'm taxing
he
it.
reincarnated, and that's it.
Is it really necessary though?
That's a huge. I think it's a huge.
I
plot
kind of
point.
think it is.
How I see it
Why
is-
would you bring it up if it's not something important? Like, what would
Nah.
be the purpose of making it at that point?
Mm.
Well,
To me, it would just be a blanket statement.
it's further explaining why Isidore, like why he as a host was a perfect fit for Sukuna.
I mean, that's fine, but you're bringing. I don't know. It just seems. It kind of so like comparing it to like Demon Slayer, where you have the brothers and everything. Like, it seems important for further on in the story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. Like if they just mention like, oh, the number one moon, he's just the sun warrior's brother. and they just leave it at that, I'd be like, what?
I would fight. I would
I'd be like,
fight
what?
over that.
I need some context here. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah. We'll see. Because Jujutsu Kaisen's in kind of in an interesting place. Even though, Sukuna's been great, people could argue that it's a bunch of like not villain of the week, more like hero of the week every single week with Jujutsu Kaisen. The thing is, I feel like people's expectations with like, are we gonna get the Heian arc with like going into the story of all these different things and getting more exposition on why and who Sukuna is and why and who Kenjaku is and why and who this ice user is and all these different things. But at this point, I don't know. I'm like at 50-50. I have no idea if we're gonna get this arc. I'm completely clueless regarding this.
Gege said he wants to finish JJK by December because he's also working on another project slowly. So do we think that he can finish the Sukuna fight and give us enough background by December?
That's potentially what?
6 months.
So that's 36 more chapters if he goes every week.
But we know that Shonen Jump makes them take breaks. They make
30, it's like 30 chapters.
So that's like 30 chapters. Would you be satisfied with the end of the fight?
I don't think I don't think a flashback will take that long. I'll be honest. I think it's like 2 to 3 chapters at most. And then I don't know if it's going to finish exactly because I think Gege mentioned finishing early 2024, but we're past that now.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's going to exactly end in 30 chapters.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I think I would need a little bit more than 30 chapters for all of that.
I agree. He might just skip over, I'm not gonna lie. Which would be a shame. For me at the very least. But it'll be an amazing fight. And I'm not gonna lie, at the very least we could say, once all of this is animated, it'll be fantastic. That's what Jujutsu Kaisen's banked on.
So, Lonnie, I'm gonna let you talk about what we're both gonna talk about, but real quick, I want to ask you guys a question. First things first, I want to apologize to Lonnie because what the fuck, my hero? I just watched that first Demon Slayer episode. That's how you fucking do it. That is how you do it. Okay. I'm sorry, Lonnie. I shouldn't have not even attempted to have any pushback. But my main question is the Demon Slayer Corps kind of bad at their job? Besides the top, right? Besides the top. Yeah, besides the Hashira, right?
Oh, in general.
In general.
Oh,
are they bad at their job?
Bad at their job?
They're not bad.
Look, they be getting cooked though.
Hold on.
Every time we see them, they're getting cooked.
Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this though. All right. Obviously, you have the creme de la creme are, you saw Tsunemi and the Snake Hashira just running ragged, right? But I understand that they're always whenever a regular Demon Slayer is fighting a demon, they're at a disadvantage. But I just think they're kind of bad. The average Demon Slayer is not good. And so they'd be complaining about it. You don't even have a Suguko. Who's a Suguko? His brother? No, you don't even want to talk to the nigga. So are they bad at their job? Because I think they are.
I don't think so. I think it cancels each other out. I think just like we have the mid, I think just like we have the mid or weak or ass demon slayers, the same thing applies to demons. There's not a whole bunch of demons.
I think the average demon or even the lowest ranked demon is way better than the lowest ranked demon slayer.
So I agree with you, but we've also seen human, children overcome regular demons as well, right? So I just think it goes. I think it truly does go hand in hand.
But look at the human children you said. It's Tsunemi and Tanjiro.
They're still kids.
Zenitsu and Inosuke.
They're kids.
Those are all the exception.
They're kids, and many of these demon slayers pass final selection where they're fighting a relatively strong demon in some regard.
I think they survive.
So the one thing from the first episode was that we learned that the Demon Slayer Corps has been on the brink of extinction many times, right? And I think the one thing I love most about the anime is that we get an actual look, because a manga doesn't give us that, about how the Demon Slayer Corps works. They actually take us through a mission, blah, blah, blah. And I wish maybe one day somebody can just give us a regular dude. He's not super powerful. He's not going to be a Hashira. Just give us a regular Demon Slayer on a mission and just see how it works. But I think I'm just looking, I'm like, I think they're kind of bad at their job, and also the fact that why is Sanemi's brother the only one that has a sawed off? They all should have one. The fact that they just got guns in this universe and nobody uses it is crazy. Everybody should have a Glock, a little revolver.
To Random's earlier point, though, if they've been on the brink of extinction, the Demon Slayer Corps, multiple times, that means you're losing. That means you're getting your ass whooped.
They were losing though, but at the same time, it's not just like combat ability, because a lot of them are just, they're trying, they're just not good enough. But it's also the other aspects, the support roles that you have to give them credit for, the fact that they will provide certain resources, especially for like Hashra or people like Tanjiro, to do their job as fluently as possible. So they're a well-built organization. They just don't have strong enough fighters. That's the thing. Everything else, top down in terms of structure, is pretty good. Like they have everything they need. Maybe they need more guns. Maybe that's it.
I'm just saying, the minute they found out that Sanemi's brother has a sawed-off, everybody should have a sawed-off. Hey, government, I know y'all don't acknowledge our existence, but get us some guns, please.
And it's also you're also fighting an unfair battle, because I mean, it is demons we're talking about versus
they can
humans.
regenerate.
Yeah, they don't have stamina.
Like the basic demon clears a basic human.
Bro. Why is Sanemi? Why? First of all, it's utterly irresponsible that Sanemi's brother, which I can't remember his name, that's why I'm gonna keep calling him that, right? That it's irresponsible that he's like, oh, I have this gun. Yes, it works on demons, and I'm never gonna tell anyone.
Well, Red, I'll say this. They only have one place that makes swords. So can we really expect them to have a place that makes a bunch of shotguns too?
Yeah. And also his brother,
just go ask the government for some.
His brother
clearly they don't got the funding. We only make swords at one place.
They got that big ass mansion. They got money.
He is boosted.
Man, Goku's rich. You telling me his family get here's some guns for the Hashira.
He is boosted. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, here's some guns for the Hashira.
Demon blood in his body.
I'm just here to say, as a female, I love the Swordsmith arc. It was just yes.
Oh my God. Shout out.
I was just asking. I think they're kind of bad at their job, and also at the same time,
they are bad at their jobs.
When Sanemi and the Snake and they jump into that place, right? And they're just like, those two guys are liabilities. I'm like, why are you? Just hey, here's where the woman is, and just stand there at the edge of the cliff and let them go do it. It's a waste for them to be even in. They killed one demon. You would have thought they won goddamn WrestleMania the way they were sitting down laying on the floor. They killed one demon the whole time. It took both of them. I'm like, get these dudes out of here. Send Muichiro. Send the boar kid. He would have been out there with them. What are we talking about?
I was just disappointed.
I was just disappointed by the core. Like
Random, when these demons are outside, bro, you're not gonna say y'all doing a bad job when you out there fighting, man.
I just finished One Piece chapter. I think we might get that backstory next chapter. I ain't gonna lie.
You think so?
Yeah, we might. I ain't gonna lie. He can't stop. I ain't gonna lie. Oda needs to stop playing. If you don't,
isn't Oda on break again?
Yeah, he is.
Yep.
Look at that, bro. I'm sick of this dude, bro. I'm sick of this guy.
I think it's another 2-3 week break too. That's what
you lying.
Man,
no,
he's
long break. Yeah.
He's pulling his Kaiju number 8 with all these breaks recently.
He's old, Brendel. He's old.
Hey, man.
To be fair, he's giving
you more beat than 21 years.
Dude can barely
see. Kaiju.
Dude can barely see.
He got surgery. That's what I heard.
That made me think he's actually going to do it, because he might be preparing some more stuff for that drop.
It was the schedule. It was I think it's his yearly scheduled break too. So I don't know if that's why, but it's one of his yearly scheduled breaks. So
Oda, I am here for the Joy Boy backstory, bro. I don't know. I have no idea what to expect, because this is he plans to go into a different world, basically, with advanced civilization. This might be before the Devil Fruit era. I don't know what he plans to do. I don't know what he's cooking for that backstory. But Oda, we trust. Of course. Oda, we trust. We're
But don't
Never
take
done.
more
I'm
than
still
2
on the
weeks.
One Piece is the power of friendship.
Stop.
Nah.
Stop.
Yeah.
Stop. You want to set the One Piece community on fire, because if he does that, I'm gonna dive out the way. I haven't even read a goddamn chapter yet.
No, we're taking the trip to Japan.
Not,
I'm
yeah.
going to jail.
I'm
going to jail.
We
That's
beating on
that's
his
gonna be
ass.
the, that's gonna be the. It's not literally the power of friendship, but that will be the message though.
Yeah, that's gonna be a part of it, but
Yeah, that could be a part of it. But if it's literally the power, no, it's the journey along the way, guys. That's the one. I forgot.
it's gonna be an object. It's a
Yeah,
obtainable thing.
Odin said that like, yo, we went to One Piece, we found the truth of the world, we found about the will of D. It's not the friendship if they found all the information.
What if?
I mean, your friendship can be tangible, so.
No, it can. But if Odin's writing down, yo, we found about the 100-year void, we found the truth of the world, and it's the power of that's crazy. That is insane.
Yeah, we might actually have like riots. Like One Piece.
Could be.
might
If the
actually
100-year void,
Could
riot.
If the One Piece is
Could
a
be.
troll,
It is a
going to be
very
amazing.
big possibility.
Hey man, if Isayama's getting death threats, I'm sorry, Oda, you're getting death threats too. I'm not
It's gonna be
lie.
worse. It's gonna be
It'll
worse.
be worse. No,
It's
it
gonna
will
be
be
worse.
worse. It will be worse.
This old man's
I'm
gonna
gonna
catch
be-
a fade.
Yo, Oda, I'm gonna be there.
Man,
When you're pouring
GG's,
milk in your
Oda.
cereal, I'm gonna be there. When you walking your dog, I'm gonna be.
That's
You
tough.
think I'm playing?
Lonnie's trying to get arrested.
Also, maybe
Lonnie
whatever's
is
in the
punching
Toy Boy backstory.
school kids and old people. Just saying.
right.
oh yeah, he's gonna piss
Middle
off
school,
every
middle
demographic.
school,
Every
middle school.
demographic.
You gotta add it to Lonnie's list of crimes: stalking,
Kidnapping.
you know, kidnapping. We gotta add to his list of crimes.
Speaking of My Hero,
Hey,
we
we
spoke
go
about
to
My Hero.
Oppenheimer. That's a little bit too far to me. I ain't taking all of Japan out.
Yeah, you're gonna get us banned from Japan.
They're like, not
I'm
again.
just not gonna know Lonnie.
Not again.
Not again is crazy.
Not against Santos.
Speaking of My Hero, one thing I did want to ask in regards to, I don't think a lot happened the recent chapter that took place, but also I don't think it's over. That Deku punches. Nah, I ain't believing it.
Yeah,
But-
but we gotta show up still, so it can't be over.
Anyhow, I do want to ask a question legitimately because I've never been high on like Class 1A as a collective until the final arc. I think the final arc, this was the best showcase of the entire class by far, by a mile. When it comes down to Class 1A, do we think they're like a top tier shonen group in shonen?
I don't think
So-
they've got fleshed out enough.
I was like, I have a question for you.
I think it's top heavy. So I think it's top heavy, and I do feel like some of the my main problem with Class 1A is that like we get really good stories with Bakugo, Todoroki, and stuff like that, like the top heavy. But then like it's like some of the we get stories from all of them. But like when it comes to like some of the other backstories, we don't get it to like literally like this last arc, like the guy that has all the appendages and like the wing like things.
I think
got
that
his
was
backstory this arc.
I think that was a huge mistake. You clearly designated in the story that people who look like animals or don't look human, they're discriminated against. That's
No,
such
don't
a
get me
good
wrong. His story
to
was his
tell.
story is beautiful, but I think I would have
But you
also
can't
liked
do
it if I got it
chapters.
earlier.
It felt like
Wow.
a throw-in. It felt like a throw-in for that.
I have a
That's what
question. Do y'all
bothers me.
think that like this? So the reason why I don't have a problem is because I don't know how much time. Like, it's easier for to look at stories like One Piece, and because there's so much time. But like, I guess the question I would ask is, at what point in the story could we have inserted those backstories where it would have made sense?
No,
The
I don't have
problem
the
is it's
exact,
being
I don't have the
rushed.
exact answer for that, but I'm saying like I feel like if we got more fleshed out stories for like the back cast, like the muscle guy, the tail guy, the sugar guy, like
I
if we
think
got
we need
stories like that like earlier on, like we got more depth about like who they are, then I would be like, okay, like this is why they're more impactful. Did we get like a really in-depth story on Froggy? I don't
don't even
remember.
No.
And she was like a fan favorite in the beginning, but we never got like an in-depth.
I think that a lot of them have really good surface level characterization. I don't think that we need to die because 20 of them, and again we have to move the story past. Like you mainly focus on Deku, Bakugo, Todoroki, Uraraka, Ida, Kirishima. I think those are the 6 most fleshed out ones, and then there's 14 other ones that we just see how they interact with each other, and that can inform us of who they are. I think that to add an extra 14 in-depth backstories like Todoroki, this story is like 6.5.
I'm not saying it has to be that in-depth,
real quick.
but it's
I think the best way to do this is I'm gonna go through all the characters in Class 1A, and we're gonna say anyone could speak up about it. Do we think their story not necessarily is fully flushed out, but flushed out enough? Are we satisfied with their individual story? Right. So first one's Ayama.
Aoyama had a really good one.
I like his a lot.
Situation. There's like a good 7 to 10 of them that I think are well done.
His was short and sweet, right?
I'm talking about. I'm not thinking about like where it's placed at just in the story. I can't say what it happened at the end, so it's not as impactful to me. It happened, so I think it's impactful.
His story was always short and sweet. It made sense. So
yeah, Aoyama, I got enough.
And with him being the traitor and all that, and the fact that All for One gave him a.
It wasn't even short and sweet. The whole traitor plot line was going on the entirety of My Hero.
Yeah, but like we're talking about his specific backstory about how he was. I think that was very short and sweet. With All for One giving him a faulty quirk. Like,
I would just prefer more short and sweet stories for some people.
Well, honestly, I'm looking at it like their story as a whole. So I'm not just looking at just their backstory. So like once we're introduced to the story thread of a traitor, that's when Aoyama, to me, that's a lot of his variety starts there, because it's a mystery that ties into a story. So I don't just include just the backstory; I include everything. So I would say from that, I think we got enough from him.
Okay, I don't want to actually go through all 20 because that's gonna be a lot.
Yeah,
but
that's gonna take a while.
Yeah, I'm rethinking it. But
maybe the ones that aren't as obvious, I guess.
Okay,
Ashino is part of Kirishima's backstory, so I guess she doesn't need one because she's part of his. Ashino, the girl who has the acid quirk.
Mina,
yeah.
She was always like just a cool
character. About the guy? So what? Like for instance, what about the guy with the tail? Did we get enough?
I don't know anything about him. But apparently he's dating.
There's too many characters.
Apparently he's dating the invisible girl in
honestly, I don't think you need.
But here's my
hold on. Let Santo go. He was about to say something.
No, I was just gonna say it is 20 characters. I mean, yeah, focus on your top 10 and whatnot, and just have the other 10 have moments. You don't need to flush out everything.
I completely agree.
Well,
which they do a good job with.
You should have kicked Mineta out though.
But not only
Mineta
that,
is there for the comic relief. He's great.
He serves his purpose. Yeah, I mean,
no, you're.
He literally had to get brainwashed at a point in the story. He had to get brainwashed. That's how bad of a character he was.
Yeah, Moon Peaches. What were you supposed to say?
I'm about to fly and beat random side. Anyways,
that's what happened. That's what happened. He was brainwashed.
You saw it. You say that because you cut her off.
I'm sorry.
Again.
Hell random.
I'm sorry. But you saw me.
There's just so many characters, and they all went to middle school together. They're now in high school, so a lot of them go into each other's backstory. Like Bakugo and Deku's backstories intertwine a lot because they've known each other since kids. So in that sense, you don't really need to create really in-depth backstories for all 20 characters. You can kind of create little key moments that kind of change perspectives a little bit between characters as to what builds who they are in the current setting. So you don't need to go through and create like these like super intricate in-depth backgrounds for all 20 characters. You can just do like 3 or 4 big events that kind of shape that.
Yeah, I agree. There's only really 3 characters that I'm looking like that I really don't care what they did in the story, nor do I care about the character. And that's Ojiro, Tail Guy, Sato, Sugar Guy, and Koda, the animal guy, even though he had one of the most interesting quirks in the series. So other than that, I think everybody else does like quite a bit.
I actually wanted to speak about them really briefly because I feel like they kind of served their purpose too. Didn't they serve to kind of be the foil to Spinner and his ideology of what I don't know if they're called animorphs, but basically the subhuman class of people in My Hero Academia. I just feel like they kind of counterbalance him perfectly.
No, actually, Koda and what's his name? Arm dude.
Multiple arms. Yeah,
yeah. Actually, those 2 actually had a really good moment in the final arc. So I'm gonna take out Koda, but Tail Dude and Sugar Dude didn't move me. I'm not gonna lie.
Because you know the crazy about it is, I feel like people sometimes we look at it like proximity equals like relevance. Like, yeah, they're in class 1A, but doesn't mean that their proximity to Deku equals their importance. Because a lot of times, characters are just meant for world building. Deku's going to a school, so he needs classmates because his world wouldn't make sense if he didn't have classmates. That doesn't mean all of them get fleshed out, but for world building purposes, he needs 19 other classmates in his class.
That's right.
That
But
is
I
real.
think that we're used to seeing in newer animes where they'll make the class sizes smaller to fit what they need so that the main characters, I mean, it's done in Jujutsu Kaisen. There's literally 3 people in the class.
They got like 7.
Like there's
That's a
literally
specialized
3
thing.
people.
They got like
Yeah,
that
it's
school
like-
has 7 students total,
It's like
Exactly.
and 2 are abroad. One is abroad,
assassination
one-
classroom doesn't flush out every character. It's the same thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
for
but-
sure.
That is true.
They pick the characters, but to My Hero's credit, the very little series I see you give so many character moments in a final arc. Like I was actually surprised they had earphone jack girl putting it on All for One. I'm like, wait, what? She is actually doing work on All for One. I never would have thought that.
But here's the
right-
thing.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry. You can have characters with quirks that can help you out without having to fully dive into who they are.
Yeah, you just give them little moments, character moments. Obviously, she
Yeah.
loves her music. Even Invisible Girl, she had a huge moment in the recent chapter and stopping the laser. I mean, we finally found out who she looks like. Shout out Invisible Girl. Kind of find out that, but
I thought we found that out during the trailer.
no, we found out a little bit. I'm just
Also-
saying, recently we found out what she looked like.
Also, she had a big moment. I believe she was the one that told Deku about Aoyama, like strange behavior, which tied into the revealing the plot line. Because also Horikoshi kind of like makes I got friends on the outside, and we see her like, oh, is she the traitor? But then it's actually like she.
Yeah, there was a cover page where it very much alluded to her being the traitor,
which I thought was
very
I
much.
remember that.
And it was Ayama. Good swerve. Not gonna lie. Shout out. Also, last thing I'm gonna put on the table. What were you about to say, Randall?
No, I was gonna say Tape Guy's biggest moment was when he taught Deku how to use Black Whip.
No, he actually has quite a few cool moments. I'm not gonna lie. Sero has some quite
Sero has a
cool
few.
moments
He has a
with
few.
his feet.
I'm just
I
going to
think
sit
most
here and
important,
say, I am still mad that they made it seem like we were about to get like dark, edgy Deku, and then we just got crybaby
boy Deku.
Deku on crack, just in like a dark, edgy outfit.
Which
It wasn't even edgy. It was just dusty. It was just dusty.
It was. I
Y'all thought
was
he was gonna
trying
be
to
like
give them
like Batman or
something.
something?
Yeah.
They wanted to
Yes,
get Batman so
I
bad.
knew it was. We were
I do
looking
wish
for
they let it. I
Batman
do wish they
Deku.
let him be
Come
Dark
on.
Deku
Hold on,
for a little bit
so
longer.
hold on a second. So him leaving
He was
school.
just dusty. He just
Wait,
needed
wait,
a bath.
wait.
Dark
Him-
Deku. That wasn't Dark
Hold
Deku.
on,
That was
hold on, hold on.
Crybaby.
I
Hold on a
wanted
second. Him
vigilante
leaving-
Deku.
Wait. Him leaving school to save his friends was going to turn him into Batman.
Yes.
Oh, hell yeah.
No,
Let's go. Come on.
Stop.
wanted
We
him
got a
to
little
be on
taste. Hey,
wanted him to
we
be
got a
on
little
time.
taste of it though. Ty,
Him
remember?
leaving school because him leaving school to protect his friends is going to turn him
Yo,
into
when he
night.
when he
turn him
like
into the Dark
when he
Knight.
one shotted that muscle dude,
He
I was like,
bodied him.
yeah. I was like,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I was hyped.
Wait, tell me. Think what you're saying. Him saving somebody is Dark Deku. He was saving somebody.
That's the
He
best.
was-
It
It
was
doesn't
not
matter
like
how
the
you
people
phrase
time.
it, Ty.
It was
He
because
needed
it was an
to
edgy
have
costume.
though.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
matter.
Y'all, and I would be on the Dark Deku side. He was like, I gotta find somebody to beat up. And he's like, I'm gonna beat your ass. And he find Muscular and beat his ass. I'm like, oh shoot, that Dark Deku, but he's saving a nigga. Like, what?
It's how he did it, Ty. It's how
How
he
did
did
he
it.
do it?
It's
He
how
pulled up
it's how
and
he
ended the
looked.
fight, no
It's not even
question.
how he
Because
did
he's
it. It's how he
stronger.
looked.
Santo, it's literally how he looked and nothing else.
It's how he
No,
looked.
no.
Yeah.
It's literally how he
The
looked.
way
How
he
he does
talked
it.
to
He was
the way
just
he talked to
dusty.
you,
That's-
or
you know,
would say,
Hold on,
basically
hold on.
like, I'm
I
gonna
know
handle
that.
the
Depressed and
business
not
right now.
sleeping.
Wait, Peaches.
Come
You know what's so
on.
fun, Peaches? That line got y'all messed up. That line which says, if you looked at him, you would have never thought he was a hero. That line got y'all mixed up, bro. That nigga act the same.
Ty's
He
not
was just
respecting
sad.
Batman
He,
Deku,
I mean, he
bro.
gonna turn to Batman and be like, "Where's the drugs?"
Yeah.
And,
We want
and
Batman. We got
beat
sad.
Billy.
So what I'm mainly
He
referencing
had-
is when they released the art, everybody was like, "Oh, it's Batman Deku. It's Batman Deku."
That's right.
This man just didn't sleep and cried more.
He was just dirty.
It didn't shower.
He was just dirty. Like,
He had
Just
he had
depressed.
couple tears in his costume. Oh,
Bro,
he's gonna
is it-
change his whole
He needed
character.
a bath. We thought
I
he
ain't
was
gonna
like
lie,
that. He
bro.
just needed a bath.
he was just dirty. And the fans, I get it. The Horikoshi designed him to provide some contrast. But that was it, bro. Like he was just sad, had to leave his friends, and that's fine. I ain't mad at it.
This sounds like excuses to me. That's what I thought.
He was just
Excuses or just what
depressed and
happened.
didn't take a shower for about a week and a half. Like, come
The
on.
power was gone. The electricity was
L-
out. You couldn't get a shower.
Oh, you get, bruh.
L Deku.
I have
L
a question.
Deku.
I have a question for you. Serious question. Give me an example of something Dark Deku should have done. I need to hear this.
Put somebody.
I
through
just
a wall.
needed
Wow,
more.
bro.
It ended too quickly. I needed more. It ended
Punch
Oh,
someone
dude,
I would
hard.
have liked a
Red,
little.
Run
No,
down.
no, hold on, real quick. You know what I would have liked, real quick?
taking out more
Uh-huh.
villains. Come on.
Hold on,
We
hold
here,
on,
bro.
hold on.
Doing what he's
hold
doing
on.
right now.
Well, actually, I have the perfect
Still
thing.
doing his
Everyone
job.
went
I'm
to
still doing what he's
I-
doing
I
right
wish he
now.
actually fought those niggas.
Do his
I
job
wish he
more.
actually fought those niggas.
He
When,
Doing
when
what he's
he
doing
was
right
fighting
now.
the one they pulled
Ty,
up
Ty,
on
Ty,
them,
you're
Ty,
in
don't
the
listen to
Twilight Zone,
Lonnie.
bro.
Ty, don't listen to Lonnie. I wish they
He's not
failed the
Superman
first
right.
time.
He's Superman right now. I need Batman.
No. This is what I mean. I wish they failed the first time to get him, and then the Bakugo apology comes the next, and that's what the catalyst that stops him from running away the second time.
No, you know what I really want.
I always felt the fact that he faces. Look, it wasn't a fight. Deku wasn't swinging, because if he was swinging, we're picking Mineta off. Somebody scraping Mineta off the side of a building with the tail guy and Sugar Man. They're scraping him off a building.
All these
Right?
Mineta
But
shots come out of nowhere.
I
Come
think
on.
because he's trash. He's a trash character. That's
Damn.
why. Okay.
He's a
But
man.
look, that's why I wish they did all that, and then he just gets away, but then they find him a little bit later, and then Bakugo does his thing. I just didn't like the fact that they just got him the first time.
Like, I hear you, Random. I don't. Peaches, I didn't hear Peaches. Give me an example of what Dark Deku should have done.
You don't want my examples because I read way too much dark romance.
I want to hear. I have to hear it because y'all thinking he Batman and y'all want to fight villains, even though he's doing that right now. I don't know.
But yeah, now I'm concerned.
I wanted him to turn into a villain. If,
Oh, damn. I can't
if
go
you're
out.
gonna
That's
give us
crazy.
some sort of dark
That's
Deku,
crazy.
but listen, like I said, I'm not right in the head. I read dark romances, all right. But in all reality, what Deku's character, just make this man not depressed for like 5 fucking seconds. Make it so that he punches someone in the face and doesn't immediately cry, going, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry, I punched you in the face." Like, come on, seriously.
Wait, hold on a second. Did he do that with Muscular? Once y'all hyping up, oh my god, he body Muscular, but now he cry. Lonnie, first I'm gonna say this, Peaches. Lonnie, you met your match. Peaches might be crazier than you. I think you met your match. I don't know, but also, yeah, he bodied Muscular, right? Wasn't that like what you're referring to, like him bodying somebody in a cold way?
Yeah, but he like cried about it later.
When?
He
He cries about my issue.
Sad. He was sad boy after.
When? It's when he cried when he had
When
to
like
get
All
away.
Might pulled up on him to give him food, he saw.
He
like,
didn't cry. He just
wow.
walked away.
Yeah, but
just
he
said
didn't
no,
cry.
thank
Not
you. He
actual
wasn't
cry.
hungry.
He's in his sad. He was still depressed.
He was depressed. Okay, hold on a second. He was
I
depressed when
had a
he's fighting
heavy lunch.
Muscular.
I didn't want food.
I guess I have a question for you, Lonnie. Was he depressed fighting Muscular?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you like that though?
No, not that he was depressed.
You nigga, did you say that you liked it? Okay.
I didn't like
Now you don't like depressed Deku. Now you don't.
Clarify.
No,
I like
stop
the
it.
moment. I don't like the after. He's still sad. I wanted him to be
I didn't
like.
ask you that.
I wanted him
said,
to be
was
like
he
brooded.
depressed?
I wanted him to be
What?
mad. I wanted him to be pissed off.
At
Like, yo,
The
Shigaraki
world.
just fucked everybody up. That's what Shigaraki just fucked
And
the
he's
whole
doing
thing.
what he's doing.
Be pissed.
He was literally
Oh.
he was hyper farming villains. Why? Like, what more did y'all want?
He's
my
doing
issue with
exactly what
Deku-
you want him to do.
Hold on a second,
So
go
my
ahead,
issue with Deku is the fact that like there's a range of emotions, and this man is only ever sad.
Or super happy.
Like
Wait, hold
he's
on a second.
happy or he's sad. Like he's never doing something out of like, yeah, I've seen him in fights of like, oh, like you did this thing, so like, you know, I'm angry, whatever.
I just
But
want,
you
like, a
never
Yuji
see
moment.
him like going out to like really seek revenge on someone or like actually like pissed off, like out of pure fueling rage.
I wanted
He's
like
always
I wanted
some
like a
sort of
Yuji moment.
sad.
Wait, can I give you an example? What about when Baku got impaled by Shigaraki and he went into that big rage moment?
Yeah,
He
something
was
like
just,
that.
going crazy.
Yeah, something like that, Ty. But like I'm thinking
But
about like
more
when
often,
Yuji's friend got
More
turned into like a little purple
Yuji's
monster.
a
He's just
different
like
character
pissed
though
off.
than
I'm about to say
Deku.
he's not. I'm about to say
It's
he's
a
not.
high
Y'all,
school
Like Deku.
child.
I have a
I just
question.
want to punch
Just-
Deku in the
Peaches
face.
also
I'm
has
just
it.
gonna be
No,
honest with you. I just hate him.
Wait, Peaches, I have a serious question for you, Peaches. Now I'm gonna ask you this. You say you want to be more revenge. What are some parts of the story where you want him to react to revenge where he didn't? Because I don't think these scenarios, these opportunities have been presented enough.
I
Like, I
haven't
think that when
read.
Bakugo
I'm
got
gonna be
impaled,
completely honest with you. I haven't read recent chapters because honestly, I can't stand Deku. I cannot stand him as a main character. He pisses me the fuck
He
off.
just gets slandered now.
well, I'm actually, well,
He
I'm
just
saying,
got
where you stopped. Where'd you stop at?
It's been a while. I think
So
the last thing that I really remember is the villain arc.
Okay. So My Hero Academia. Okay, so before My Hero Academia, where moments he should have enacted revenge where you would have liked to see it?
With Eri, when they like
My
first got her and they 1st
Mhm.
went. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, he got like angry and he really fought and everything, but I just feel like it took him too long to get to that point. Like, people were already in the hospital, people were already like getting sent to the hospital in like critical condition, and he's visiting people in the hospital going, oh shit, this is real. The fuck did you
Well, I
not think
think-
it was real earlier?
What he did, the thing about it is he did. Because remember when he first saw Eri, right? Remember she runs out the alleyway and then she grabs on Deku. Deku wants to help her, but then Lemire is like, no, because they know Overhaul is like
Right there.
can't.
So my issue is that like they don't give Deku the like it's
The
like you said, like
opportunities?
the opportunities to really like develop the other emotions. It kind of seems like he's just stuck in like this cycle of like, oh, this thing happens. I'm really worried and I'm really upset. I just want to punch him in the face. Like, I'm sorry. You're a cry baby and you're a whiny.
You're just a
Like, I
really
can't.
good guy.
So here's the thing.
So-
What I mean by the opportunity, I was more so
I'm
referring
sorry,
to like I was more so referring to the revenge thing. So I feel like he has experienced a lot of other emotions. He just
Ty, I think when it comes to his emotions, like some of the other emotions that like Moon Peach is referring to, we see it in like quick flashes, and then like he snaps back. Like he'll like you see like when Bakugo got impaled, he raged out for like half a second, and then snap. Then like they're like, "Yo, lock in," and he went back to being normal. Like we see the flashes, but we don't really get to see him process those emotions. It's just always, "I'm mad." Oh shit, I got locked back in. Like it's like I think it's like
but I
stuff
think
like
he-
that.
but I think
But
he did
wouldn't that
process the
be-
emotions.
I'm sorry.
No,
go
go
ahead.
ahead, Santo.
I was gonna say, wouldn't that be something beneficial to the character that he is, the ability to suppress those emotions? Doesn't that show character development and growth?
He's a teenager going
Well, hold on a
through
sec, but-
puberty.
Well, hold on a
Do
second,
you
but
not
I-
remember
I-
how
I-
angry
I
you
just-
were as a teenager?
I actually disagree.
I
with the
wasn't
idea
an
he
angry
doesn't
kid.
Santa, you're the nicest person I know.
I disagree with the idea he doesn't process the emotions. Like, so for example, when Bakugo got impaled, he had that anger, and then all that stuff happened. Him processing emotions was a decision for him to leave UA. Like, it wasn't just I'm back to normal. It was like, dang, Bakugo got impaled. The world, my friends are gonna come after me. I gotta leave. That was him processing it and leaving.
I think the issue that you and Lonnie are having is not necessarily he's not showcasing a wide variety of emotions, but his emotions are adherent to the fact that his personality type is just something you don't like. He's a really good
Mhm.
guy. He's a really good kid, and everything that he does in terms of his reactions to certain stimulus is based on being a good guy and good kid.
Yeah, I
So that's
don't like
just
that
who
power.
Deku is. That's all it is, to be honest.
Yeah,
Which is fair. I think
yeah,
Deku
I
is
don't
too
like-
good.
And
I'm not gonna lie.
that
Deku is good.
make him a weak character either.
Yeah, I think that's just the archetype.
Oh, I don't think he's weak. I just think his personality is bitch made, but that's just me.
I mean,
So
he's just
so
too
you want
nice.
him,
I
want,
agree to
it's
that.
like you
He's
want
too
him to
nice.
have the
Too
Gon
good.
moment. That's what you're saying, pretty much.
Yes.
Yes.
That's like a
Yeah, honestly, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm not gonna hold y'all. If Deku's like, "Ayo, Sugar Rock, I'm gonna kill Toga unless you do this for me," like I'll be, or
See, that would be a little bit too far.
but that's a Gon moment.
that's
Gon
what
was
it
like,
would, that's
I'm
what
gonna,
it would take.
that's a Gon moment was like, "Hey yo, I'm gonna kill this girl unless you do what I say." Like that is like
But here's
And
my
it
thing.
doesn't-
I see Gon as like a good character at the beginning, and like he has like Mm.
Gon
Daddy
is not a
issues?
good person.
But
I'm
the
not
thing
lying.
Yeah.
about it is-
Lonnie,
I
Lonnie,
said at the
defend Gon.
beginning he's
Lonnie,
presented
Gon is
defend
that
Gon.
way.
No.
No,
But the
not
thing
a
about
good
it is
person at all.
Gon is
Okay.
like
I'll
Gon is-
defend him, but I think
I think that Gon was he was kind hearted, but he was like naive and a bit selfish.
And
Because like early on,
selfish,
his
for sure.
morality
For sure
wasn't
selfish.
like Deku's from the standpoint of like I'm gonna just save him because my it's instinctual to me. He's like I'll bang with you if we cool. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
I think that
100%
that's-
facts.
I think that's kind of my issue with Deku, though, is I feel like there's still that naivety to him in some instances that I just feel like after a certain point should have almost been crushed just by the story itself.
But he also has to keep that certain sense of like goodness to be the symbol of My Hero Academia.
Yeah, I
Which will
don't
be-
think
is
I
a
was
big
more
thing
so
for
referring to
Toy.
naivety to like Gon. I don't even think Deku is necessarily naive because a lot of things he feels end up happening. So, like for example, he didn't want to push Bakugo away, and Bakugo ended up coming around. That's not. I don't think that's really naivety. Like he wanted to save Shigaraki because he felt like Shigaraki experienced things that made him who he is, which he was right about. Like he's not trying to say he's not naive enough to save All for One. He's like I gotta take this dude out. I feel like
Nah,
him
I
being
think
naive
it's a little not. I will bridge the gap and say
No, but what I'm saying is like
naive.
no, hold on, say no, but I don't. The reason I don't think it's naive is because the desire to want to do that, I don't think is the naive part. Now, whether he think he's gonna change is maybe we could argue that, but I think that him just desire to want to save people is just him wanting to protect people.
That's
And
what I care
that's-
about. Whether or not he's gonna change, not the fact that he wants to.
Yeah,
just
but
save
I don't know if Deku was like, yo, I'm gonna change Shigaraki. He just said, I want to save him, which that's not.
I
Really
don't know. I get the sense that he wants to save him.
If he
but-
had more moments kind of similar to like Tanjiro, would you guys like Deku a lot more?
probably
Yeah,
Okay.
because I love
Mine-
Tanjiro.
I feel like they're both that good guy archetype. It's just
really-
sometimes
but here's the
Tanjiro knows
thing.
when to go.
Yeah,
To be-
and I really
go.
like Tanjiro. Like I don't have any issues with him. So it's not like that I don't like the good guy. It's just it's the way that Deku is the storyline like just basically revolves around that. It just it doesn't feel
look
like
at-
it fits for me.
I look at Deku as a product of his environment, though. Like,
there's just
I was just
there's
about
times
to
I
say
mean,
the same.
they
times where you
both-
yeah,
can't
he's just
be
a
the
product
nice
of his environment.
They both are. The difference between that is Deku is a symbol. So how he is what's going to impact the entire My Hero universe. Whereas Tanjiro is a good person based on how he's raised, but he's not an ultimate good person in the sense that he will do anything for his sister. Absolutely anything. He'll go to whatever lengths. He's a good guy, but he will go to certain lengths because of certain connections he has. So they're just two different type of people. I don't think Deku will ever go that route, or he will do anything for a loved one. To the
Yo,
point where
I think maybe his
I
mom.
no, to the point where he might do something bad.
I was just about
I think
I
for his
disagree.
mom,
Or
he
his
would.
mom.
You think
his
Denju?
mom,
Do you think
absolutely.
Deku will do something bad? Like
Plus, I ain't gonna lie to you.
Come on,
If,
yeah.
Conditions are
I ain't gonna lie
not
to you.
sure.
If All for
I don't
One,
know.
if
Deku
All
will.
for One killed his mother in front of him, he's gonna try to pack up All for
Oh,
One.
he's no, that's
Yeah,
it.
it's all
Like,
conditional.
he's packing him up. Because he was about to pack up
Oh.
Shigaraki before he's raging. So why would he not pack up somebody that killed his mom?
But I feel like Deku could get rationalized out of that because he
Ooh,
is.
I don't know.
considered-
That's his mom,
No, no,
bro.
no, no,
That's
no,
his
no, no,
mom.
No, no, no,
Not
no.
mama.
I'm sorry, Deku is a mama's boy. I don't see that happening.
Who's gonna talk him out of it? All Might?
Yes.
That might be the one time he
cuts.
cussed All Might out.
The rationalization is not the fact that he's not going to react and want to beat All for One, but it's taking that next level and potentially killing All for One that I think he can get rationalized out because he is supposed to be a symbol of peace. Kind of similar to like how Batman never wants to kill people.
But you
know
know
what I'm
what?
saying?
Batman is objectively bad at his job, and he's a
Batman
hypocrite.
literally
Don't
kills
use
But
people.
like
Batman as-
that's the whole
Here's
point.
my-
Batman wants to be a symbol. That is the whole thing with
The problem
Deku.
with this
He's
is
not
I
a
think
good
his
symbol
current
at all.
goal
His
is
city's
to-
still a
think-
piece
I mean,
of
you
crap.
could argue that's fine.
But the thing
that's
about it
not
is,
the
though, I think
point
his
I'm
current
making.
goal is to kill All for One, anyways. So why would he not like? All Might was trying to kill All for One, and he was a perfect symbol. Like All Might was trying to murder All for One. And he's still a perfect symbol. So
He was
why
trying to
wouldn't
kill that
Deku
man.
still be a perfect symbol trying to kill All for One after he packed up his
What?
mom?
Then he
Killing
think
someone
he
out
thought
of
that he
rage
killed him,
versus
and he wasn't
killing
Yeah,
remorseful
bro,
about
All
it.
Might was
Out
trying
of
to
justice
pack up
is a
All
little
for
different.
One.
Yeah, he thought he killed him, and he wasn't remorseful about it at all. Yeah,
he's
leaving
still-
someone alive
but
is
there's different ways you can go
a bad
about like
decision, whether he's
doing
beat up
things
or not.
based
Leaving
off
him alive,
rage and
leaving
evil
someone
intent
alive.
versus based
You guys
off,
are literally
know,
talking at the same time. I can't.
Sorry. Go ahead, Riddell. Sorry.
based
to
off
act out
rage
of
and evil
rage.
intent are different than based off like doing it because it's the right thing to do. Honestly, I don't know how we got here. I really don't care that much about this conversation. I don't know why we got here, but you know, Deku and Tundra are too good.
So
people,
last thing before the main topic, because we have to get there. Moon Peaches has 2 quick stories for us.
Oh yeah.
we're doing that now.
Yeah, because we have to get to the main topic.
Survive
Well, like,
another week, Nike. But I got smoke for y'all next week. You and the WNBA about your.
Yeah, I wanted to wait for that until J-Rob gets here. Oh, J-Rob next week. So
You and your best player. Y'all ain't slick. Of course, I got a shoe now. Yeah, after you became top 100 influential person, one of the best players in the WNBA. What are we talking about? Nike, don't click. Let me stop. Of course,
save it,
Random.
save it.
I'm gonna crash out. I'm gonna crash the fuck out.
Crash out King.
Damn right. Put me on Mount Rushmore, baby.
Okay,
Alright.
so I usually read Am I the Asshole stories on my podcast, but Lonnie told me that I wasn't allowed to traumatize you guys, so I have some milder ones for you.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah, Random and Santo still haven't recovered, by the way. So
Yeah,
I
well,
can't look
Random
at Jolly
wanted to come
Ranchers or
back on.
coconuts now the same.
Coconuts,
Good
man.
Lord.
She ruined them.
Oh,
You're welcome. So this first one is off of r/Am I the Asshole? Am I the asshole for taking out a payday loan so that I could go to Level Up Expo and get my cosplay right? My parents are furious with me to the point of cutting me off. I'm using a throwaway since I am a moderator on several of the subs that have to do with my hobby of cosplay, anime, and hentai. This is one of those ones where I see myself being 80% right, but I want it to be fair because honestly, I depend on my parents for a lot of stuff: rent, tuition, food, car insurance, etc. I'm huge into cosplay and gaming. It's been a dream to go to a big convention in my cosplay. My friend suggested we go to Level Up since it has everything we like. The badges aren't super expensive, but we decided we wanted to go super splurge on accommodations so maybe we could host parties in our room. So the total cost of my trip, including everything, airfare, room, estimate food for baggage, cosplays, etc., is about $3,500. I had $2,000. I was supposed to pay towards my credit card, but I decided to get the rest. I would use a payday loan. This was back in March, so the trip is all paid for. I wanted to keep a secret from my parents, but I accidentally missed my first payment to the payday loan. And for some God knows reason, the people at the payday loan did a search for my name since I was ducking their calls until I could borrow some money from a friend, and they called my parents' home number looking for me. So here's the deal. Here's the deal. I'm not like dense so that I don't understand that I messed up. I mean, I know that I need to pay my debts, but here's the deal. I mean, I'm only in college once and I only get to do things like level up while I'm young. I also think this was very normal mistake and my parents should give me enough room to make mistakes and learn from them. But my parents are freaking the hell out. My dad basically said that that's it. After the credit card debt, my grades, and now the payday loan and missing payments, I have shown a level of irresponsibility that he can't trust me anymore, and I either move home and go to community college or I work for his company or he cuts me off for good. As harsh as that was, my mom was even worse. She literally screamed at me, like cussing me out and calling me names, and told me that they didn't raise me like this and that I'm acting like a spoiled Instagram asshole. So, am I the asshole?
Yes.
Yes. Unanimously.
As the story went on and on, it got worse and worse and worse.
Harsh. What part of that was harsh? You was getting disciplined.
I said worse, brother.
No. Like when the guy in the story, he was like, "Oh, as harsh as that was, your dad gave you 3 options and 2 of them are actually pretty good. You work for him,
So
and you go to
just
community
for
college."
clarification, this is a 20-year-old female.
I don't. So you see, and that's where I kind of have
Not
the leniency. Where I have the issue is where she decided to go splurge. That's OD. If she would have went to like a regular level up, $300, that's one thing. But she wanted to do it big, and that's why I
she was
find
already
like
in credit card debt.
And that's what I was
And
gonna
don't
say.
forget
The
her
credit
grades
card
were
debt,
bad.
she's failing. She's doing a little bit too much given the previous circumstances.
She's
But
spoiled. She's
So
entitled.
so
she's
I
young.
L
will
parents.
I will
L
say
Hell
parents.
no, Miles. I ain't
She's
hearing
young.
that.
I mean,
20 years old acting like that is
That's
Now,
not
Rid-
young.
not
now,
young, bro.
Riddell, if she was, you dig, like my mom would make me pay all of that back. It wouldn't. I'm getting my ass whooped at 20. I would get a
You know
beating.
what I'm saying?
It'd be
I
a
am
wrap.
just
But
going to say, in her defense, 3,500 for a weekend is actually pretty cheap when you're thinking of cosplays, hotels, the badge, the food, the drinks, anything that you're buying there. That's actually for a convention pretty cheap. As somebody who has been doing this for 10 years, that's about average, I should say. I think for Katsu, we paid about almost 800 per person for our room for the weekend, and we weren't even near the convention. But if you went across the river, it went down to like maybe 150 a night. So they upcharge like hell for these hotel rooms for
Well,
cons.
the only
The
thing.
reason
The
why
only
you
question
can't.
is, why didn't she save for it? If she
why
knows
didn't she
how-
just not go?
That's
I was
that's
just
where,
about to
there you
say.
go.
You know,
I don't-
you already knew the dire circumstances you're in, so save for it so that you can do it big and you'll feel better than what. So after all that, you didn't take care. You knew you had payments to make afterwards. You didn't do anything to prevent your parents from finding out, and then now you're getting mad at your parents, or like you are even in the trouble that she's in. Look at she said, "Oh, you move home, go to community college, so you save money. You work for my company, so nepotism. You get nepotism and your dad's paying you, so you can pay your debts. And the last one you get cut off. There was objectively one option you can take that everything should be okay is working for your dad. But
doing
no, that's
both.
too hard. Riddell's right. This woman is spoiled. She's
Oh no, I'm not
spoiled.
saying that she's not spoiled, because I have definitely survived off of half a pack of ramen a day so that I can make my payments so that I could go to these conventions. So like,
That's crazy, bro. Like I wouldn't go if I couldn't afford it. I'd rather save up so that next year, oh, I got a year's worth of savings. Let's ball out. We get the premium stuff, all that stuff. So next year you can wait. You're only 20.
And
You
she
can
took
wait
a
a
payday
year.
loan. She took a payday loan, so
I
she's
was
probably paying like
just about to say.
5,000, 5,500 back.
Oh,
And the fact that
Crazy.
you have an excuse built in saying I should be allowed to make mistakes means she doesn't respect her parents.
She don't care. She don't give a
no,
fuck. That's
her
a fact.
parents,
No.
I guarantee you, her
Fact.
parents have paid for everything her entire life. So the top comment on this is, you're the asshole in so many ways. OP, payday lenders are disgusting, predatory industry that's designed to capitalize on people who literally have no other choice. I've heard of someone taking out a payday loan and agreeing to the monumental interest rates provided unless they absolutely needed the money right away to keep the roof over their head or feed their children. And even then, it's a terrible decision that will ultimately blow up in their face. It's such an incredibly horrible deal that you'd have to be really backed into a corner to actually make a payday loan, or so I thought. The thought of taking a payday loan because you wanted to blow thousands of dollars on a fancy hotel you couldn't afford for some imaginary anime party you're hoping to have may be the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. There's nothing normal about a mistake like that. You're not self-reliant. I'm assuming your parents are funding your education so that you don't have to go into debt. How are you repaying that generously? By going into massive debt anyway so that you can party instead of focusing on school. I don't blame them one bit. I would cut you off too. You've shown that you have no appreciation for their money or the sacrifices, and that you fully intend for them to bail you out over these kinds of problems over and over again, because you should be allowed to make mistakes. The kind of reckless, entitled attitude is not going to make anyone inclined to help you out.
Hey, Cook.
What's
I
up,
mean,
Sandra?
I was just about to say, yeah, you're allowed to make mistakes, but don't depend on your parents to bail you out. You made a mistake, figure it out.
Also, what she's not aware of is those anime parties at these conventions, they are deranged. They are fucked up. Like, you want to have it at your hotel? You're gonna be paying so much cleaning fees. Like the horror stories you hear about
you
these
have to
conventions.
put down deposits now for these hotels, and they're like almost the amount that they charge you to stay in the hotel for the weekend. I know
crazy.
for a fact at the Gaylord, it's like $900 now
Yo.
Riddell.
They
I laugh
have
because of
some
you,
weird.
Yeah, that's
Fuck
so
you, Riddell.
disturbing.
I was
That
fine.
name-
I was
that
fine.
name- that name
I was
threw me
fine. Then
so
Riddell
off,
started
bro.
laughing.
It was Riddell. Yo, we're
The
immature.
name
My
threw me
bad,
so
people.
off,
I'm
bro.
sorry,
I was
Moopy. Just
like,
blame
what?
Riddell. Blame Riddell.
I'm just saying, if you're having some sort of any type of freaking party at your hotel room, be ready to have furries fucking in your bathroom.
That's crazy.
Oh
Is
yeah,
that where that CGI dragon
Well.
comes in from Fate, Riddell?
You
Is that
got
where that
yeah,
CGI
bro.
dragon's
That's
at?
when it goes crazy.
according to Miles,
Also-
you got to take one for the team.
Miles
Ooh,
can.
Miles probably would. I hey,
Nah.
one thing that was very apparent in the story too is that her dad probably makes a whole lot of money. The fact that he was like, as easy as this, you can come work for me. He probably makes a whole lot of money.
You could have just asked them to buy her the tickets.
That's what I don't get here.
Take,
Hell yeah.
take the loan from your parents and not pay a 400% APR on a payday loan.
But I mean, she was failing, so she probably wasn't in a position to get those.
Yeah, she
favors.
didn't
Probably
deserve
She
it.
went to college to party. She didn't go to college for college.
Facts.
All right, what's
Kids are
the
stupid.
next story?
Okay, so this next story is also off of Am I the Asshole? Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend she's too obsessed with anime and video games?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nah, it depends. Let's
Wait,
hear the
hold on,
story
wait,
first.
hold on, how so?
So she wildin'.
How obsessed?
She's already laughing, so I'm scared.
Oh my god, I'm horrified. Oh, they just added overload on
because you know what, bro might be cooking, but hold on a second. What's the context?
So first, I'm new to Reddit and my English isn't the best since it's not my first language, so please bear with me. My male 23 girlfriend, female 22, met at an anime convention earlier this year and started dating a couple months ago. Since then, we've both been really busy. I work and she just started her PhD. This Christmas is our first time off together. She's always been into video games and anime and that stuff. I am too. I found it quite endearing. We will watch them together or play something together every weekend. But since she has some time off now, I'm just seeing how obsessed she is with all of that. She changed literally every wallpaper on her phone, PC, tablet, etc. to some anime game character she's been playing on her PS5 nonstop. She ordered some merch as a treat herself for Christmas. All she's wearing lately is merch. She's talking nonstop about all of these things, working all day on her cosplay for next year and so on. Like I said, I have these interests too, but it isn't this a bit too much. At least that's what I told her because I kind of snapped when she refused to go somewhere with my friends that are partially hers because she wants to do an anime marathon with her best friend. I mean, she suggested that we meet my friends the next day, but I'm pretty sure she's going to come up with some obsession of hers and refuses to go anyways. So I told her that she needs to talk to her therapist about how crazy her obsession is and how she should be rather studying or working on her exams and everything that are coming up at the beginning of the year than wasting her time on those things. She got really mad at me because I can't even let her have fun in her free time, which is total BS because of course she can have fun, but that is just obsessive behavior. It makes her really unattractive. Now she's refusing to text me back / pick up my calls. She lives with her aunt and their family won't even let me in their house so I could talk to her personally. My best friend said that I'm really overreacting and all, but I'm still convinced she should turn her obsession down a little bit and take it a little less seriously. We're adults, and for God's sake, and shouldn't be wasting all of our time on that, especially since she's only a student and doesn't even have a real job yet. But I'm really starting to miss her. So am I the asshole? Also, there is an edit for this, so let's discuss and then I'll read that.
I feel like he's the problem.
Yeah, I about to say he's the
Absolutely.
absolute. First of all, this is where I'm kind of confused by his story. He was saying that shouldn't she be studying, but then it says, oh, she's not even in school. I don't even know what that even is. So I don't, does he even? So it sounds like
plot holes.
he doesn't even know who he's dating. There's a plot hole in that argument. For one, he said she's doing wallpapers, and she had wallpaper on her phone, and then she wanted
her
to watch
stuff.
I have anime wallpapers on my stuff. Also, she want to watch a marathon with her friends. I would have told my friends, yeah, me and my girl we're about to watch Full Metal Alchemist marathon. I would have went back with her and watched it too. So none of her like she's a normal anime fan.
He needs a hobby. He needs a hobby.
How is that any different from a guy who watches too much sports? And has things on.
This is
on
literally
his
my
wall,
wallpaper,
or jerseys or whatever.
Yeah, I'm about to say he's mad that she's a cosplayer, that she has anime wallpapers on her phone, and that she wants to watch anime with her friend. That is
from what it sounds like, just from like the
sounds like
baseline of like.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, from the baseline of the text, he sounds like a little. I hate this terminology. Sounds a little insecure. I'm not gonna lie. That's what he sounds like.
He's definitely insecure.
But the crazy about it is though, is that
I feel like I need more context though, because it could be as crazy as it is, and he just didn't describe himself properly. Because I could see a crazy anime girl, like I could,
unless she has a habit of every time he wants to go out and hang out with his friends with her, he's like, no, I want to watch anime. Then there's something.
And he even said here that she made plans to do a marathon with her best friend, and he decided that he wanted to go out with his friends.
Yeah.
And got mad about it.
What's the problem?
And then also, like, this is one of the things where, like, you need context, because maybe she doesn't feel comfortable around his friends. Like that could be so she doesn't want to hang out with them because maybe she doesn't feel comfortable around them. That could also be a thing. Maybe it's not just I want to, like, I'm just sitting in my room to watch anime. Like, that's a weird assumption. I think it's a weird assumption.
Yeah, and he brought up studying. I'm like, okay.
But he also said she's not in school
grades. Yeah, I mean,
she's
true.
going for her PhD, and what he said was that basically that like is
she in school or not in school?
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Bro, just trying to go viral.
Is what it sounds like. If it's Christmas break, she's in between semesters. So
okay.
As somebody who was a STEM major, in between semesters, I binged animes and I played a shit ton of video games because that's when I had the time to.
Facts. Like when I was in college, like Christmas break, me and my brother would watch anime. Like,
if she's going for a PhD, she's clearly found a way to manage her time effectively to be able to go for her doctorate. What's the problem here? You just don't like anime. You don't like. The fact that you're not supporting the
they met at an anime convention.
He likes anime. There might be a threshold. Like for me, I personally do, like if that's your hobby, I don't really care. But he might be like, okay, you're just too anime for me, and he just might be one of those guys that's like, oh, she's too anime for me. But that's your fault. You go to an anime convention, what you expect? I mean,
go ahead, Santo.
I was gonna say what this sounds is like. He just craves attention and doesn't know how to communicate it effectively to the point where he's gaslighting her. She's going for a PhD, like Random said. She can manage time. I'm married with 2 kids and I'm here. I schedule everything and we're both okay. I'm an anime fan. It can be done effectively. He just sounds like he's very immature and doesn't know how to communicate. So his thing is to gaslight her. That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like a child looking for attention.
Let's see what bro said. Bro was like, yo, she need therapy.
No, he's like, go talk to that therapist of yours. She's in therapy as well.
Well, what is the edit that you
So I also just want to add real quick that Lonnie is married to a cosplayer, and he has had to unfortunately go through the periods of time where I am in crunch time leading up to a convention as the closer it gets. And if she is like designing, sewing her own shit, Lonnie can attest that it's just fully that thing. So the edit is
I'm so sad right now.
The edit is, thanks for all the replies. I realized I was wrong for saying that, and she finally let me apologize. She broke up with me, though, because apparently I'm a controlling misogynistic asshole who doesn't respect her enough. So I guess it's better that way, because if she goes that far as to coming up with such bullshit instead of realizing we have a problem together, she's way too much into her she's way too much into her obsession. It makes her very unattractive anyway. So thanks for everyone who made me realize that we just don't fit together.
You need to get a
Wait
life.
5 years when she found a man who
Perfect.
enjoys anime with her. She's a doctor, and she's still going to all them conventions, and you can be sitting like, damn, that could have been me.
But at the same time, right?
Rondell, stop.
There's hold
Stop,
on.
Nope.
Listen,
What is
listen
he
to me.
about? Yo, bro.
Somebody
there are
send
certain-
somebody
there are
send a
certain
super chat to
words.
mute Brodell.
There are certain words that makes
Whoa.
me. There are certain trigger words that when you
What,
say it,
anime?
He says he's not good at English. What words?
Is it
Hold on,
misogynist?
hold on.
Yeah, so what trigger was it? Is it anime?
No,
was
they
it,
both
was it-
said
was it
they both.
PhD?
No. They both said words. I'm like, maybe both of you are just the problem because. Yo, anytime someone throws out the misogynistic term, I have to really look at you.
I knew it.
And the second thing, he called her,
Low-key,
oh, it's so,
you gotta- you
and
gotta-
he said she's so unattractive. That's also I'm like, okay, I'm looking at you too. So maybe they're both the problem. I'm not gonna lie, maybe they're both the problem.
I think it sucks that he's just not supporting the
I'm not
one
gonna
thing
lie
that
to
she
you.
really likes.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, imagine all the things all the problems you could have in a relationship, and his biggest problem is that his girl's a cosplayer. Like, she has anime, like his girl got anime wallpapers. Like, that's his biggest problem is that his girl like anime. Like, that to me is crazy.
He's corny. I agree. I don't know what's wrong with him. He's
Lonnie, you hate being married to a cosplayer?
Hell no. I need that cosplay though stat.
Lonnie, let me
I
find out.
don't know. You buy it, I'll wear it.
Lonnie, let me find out that was your Reddit story. Lonnie,
Blink twice if you're safe.
He's not gonna blink. He's not safe.
When am I ever safe?
Lonnie about to go make an edit on the edit story. Oh man.
All right. Well, let us finally get into the meat and potatoes of what we're doing over here.
You know, too much anime.
Why you set that up? Why you set that up random? We need Anthony Ayers to do this for the culture.
Yes, sir.
Mike Conley's out.
Hey, look. I know some of y'all respect Jokic, but I'm seeing 5 days ago, people were dancing on Jokic's grave, calling him a fraud, saying that what did Ticket call him, a stat stuffer? The man just does his job. And the culture was dancing on his grave. Now all of a sudden he's doing his job effectively, and people got a problem with it again.
Oh, and
All
real quick, I know we'll probably dive into more next week, and I'm not gonna judge a player off their first game or his or her first game, but 5 for 15 and 10 turnovers. Yeah,
she's a rookie in her first game. Y'all want her to
10
score 30
turnovers in any game is still crazy.
It's her first professional game.
Lonnie, you're hating.
It's her first
game.
game.
It's him saying 10
It's
turnovers.
not that. No,
That's
because
not crazy.
I still think that
is-
she'll win
that is
Rookie
a
of the Year. I
lie.
still think that she'll have a great season.
What if she was nervous?
Well, why do you
Never-
bring that up? Because Victor Wembanyama's first game wasn't good
Because
either.
people were assuming that she's just going to dominate the league off.
Hold on a
rip.
second,
said
hold on
that
a
about
second.
That's hate. I agree, Santo. That's hate. That's all
not
I'm
hate.
saying.
It's not hate.
There's a difference. There's a
The
difference.
fact that she had like the third highest MVP odds and all this other stuff is like, yo, people need to stop their breaks. It's a process.
Yeah, I say there's a
People,
difference.
so
because
people
a
were
lot of
glazing. What people always do in sports.
Yes,
Hold on,
I'm just
hold on a
saying.
second.
It's a
I think there's
process.
a difference between Wemby and Caitlin because people thought that Caitlin would be the best player in the WNBA her first time she stepped on the court. No one thought about Wemby. No one thought he's going to be great.
People were
I'm being
capping.
more realistic.
They did
I
that
know-
with
I know
Wemby.
there's
Wemby had
also-
odds for
also-
MVP.
But also, there's nothing
Yeah,
wrong with
people
saying
thought
that.
Wemby was going to make the Spurs a playoff team, bro.
But no one thought he'd be the best player in the league. But all I'm saying is
They
this.
had Wemby as MVP candidate.
But no one thought he'd be the best player in the league, though. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I mean,
That's all I'm
they're
saying.
You're watching.
I hear you, but
Also, there's nothing wrong with
people,
saying
bro.
there's nothing wrong with Lonnie saying 10 turnovers a lot because it is.
I understand that, but it's her first professional game. What if she was
That's why I
nervous?
said I'm not
You
judging
clearly
her.
saw the
Nah,
defense
you
was
need time.
selling out on her.
I think that's nothing wrong with that. Explaining why she played bad doesn't mean that she did like. Sure, you explain why, but he just said she played bad. That's not.
No. There was intention behind bringing
Tone,
it.
inflection,
she's not going to take
tone and
intention with
inflection.
that.
Come on,
do that over here.
Ty, you're a storyteller. Come on.
It's going to take over the
What was the intention, Lonnie?
She does. She's not going to do it right away.
Stop cutting me off.
Lonnie. People are saying Caleb Williams is going to the league. He's not going to do it from year one. He's not going to do it from the first game. He's going to take over
This is going to be a me
eventually.
and you conversation right now because they're crashing out. So my thing is that, like, yo, like, I feel like she's gonna be a great player. She might win MVP down the line and stuff like that. Not this year, of course. But the thing is, like, people are like, "Oh, she's gonna torch the league from day one." Like I said, she has the third highest MVP odds, stuff like that. And I'm not even saying that she played bad tonight. I'm not even saying that she played bad. But if you actually watched the game, you saw like, oh, people can actually keep up with her. People can actually play defense on her. They're like they're bumping her. They're getting her out of rhythm. Oh, they're actually locking her up. Oh, she's committing more turnovers. 10 turnovers is unprecedented for her. I'm sorry, she's not a high turnover.
Game,
It's a
bro.
legitimate step up in level against the best women in the
She's
world.
not going to torch the league.
Oh, you're listening to the crazy people. You're listening to crazy people who said that she was going to do that when we all know that wasn't going to happen, Lonnie. She's a rookie in her first professional game with people playing defense on her that's playoff level. Hold on, Ty. My only thing I'm saying that by you saying it, like, let's keep it a stack. When people say she's going to dominate the league, all that stuff, Vegas did give her third MVP to get the suckers to buy in. Nobody is saying she was going to. If you truly believe that she was going to dominate from day one, you're dumb. You're dumb. You didn't draft Caitlyn to win the first 80 whatever games of the first season. You drafted her to be great over a decade. That's what you drafted her for. The same thing with Caleb Williams. You didn't draft Caleb Williams to take her to playoffs immediately. You drafted him so you could be great for a decade. You could win Super Bowls, not win your first game. You're not doing that, though. That's not why you drafted them. So I feel like she's going to get a lot of unnecessary. It's her first, Lonnie. Lonnie, you're the highly touted F1 driver. It's your first race against the best in the world, and you don't finish first. So we're supposed to just lambast you now?
Go like third. Did I say she needs to drop like 50 her first game or anything like that?
I think, but Lonnie, all y'all are saying it's just one game, but Lonnie agrees. He just talking about her first game.
Yeah, I'm saying like she's not scorching the earth off rip like people were saying. That's all I'm saying. But you're like, oh my god, you're attacking her. No, I'm saying she had.
Adele, I'm with you. I know the intent by why he was saying that. I'm with you.
Hey, her first game.
Man, we know what it is.
We know what it is.
Lonnie,
the same way he got mad that Caitlyn got a shoe before Asia. When it was the WM, he blamed the same way he got mad about Caitlyn getting a shoe before Asia when he knew the people he should blame, but he was giving Caitlyn Clark some heat for no goddamn reason.
I wasn't giving Caitlyn heat either.
Yes, you were.
All right. Let's reel it back in because we've been out here for a while. Santo, last one.
No. Transition.
All right, bet.
We know what you did, Lonnie. We know
exactly what you did, Lonnie.
At the same time.
You know exactly what you did.
Wishful thinking.
So right now, what we're about to do is an underrated anime draft. We'll have 5 picks per person, and basically you pick on a anime, manga, manhwa, whichever you want to pick on you believe is underrated, and your collection will
manga and manhwa are included.
Yeah, why not?
Jesus Christ!
You just messed up his entire list.
Oh my god! Now I got to go add some stuff.
Anytime we do this, it's always
anime.
You said
we always include all of them. What do you mean?
Hey, welcome, Jaden. Welcome, my boy.
Oh, it's good, Jaden. Shout out, Jaden.
Anime, bro.
But we always do all 3 of them all the time. We always do that.
All right,
we never just do anime.
Go ahead. Stop talking to me. I'm mad at you. Stop talking to me.
Hey man, I can't help you. I need you to look at precedent and then lock in. You feel me? All right.
Oh my god.
So you can pick 5. We're gonna be picking 5 series all together, and then obviously they'll be voted on a poll to see who wins the draft. And if we as a collective think that, hey man, that's not underrated, we can vote on it. Majority rules. But as you can see on top, this is the order after doing some wheel spins on our wheel generator. So Ty, you're up first.
Give me I Hear No Sora at number 1. Only reason I'm grabbing that because I think Santo wanted that. So let me just, get my dog. I Hear No Sora.
It was on the list.
Because I don't think the rest of my picks, I don't think nobody gonna pick. But that one, I had to go and steal that one real quick.
Fair. Explain it, because these are gonna be underrated. I don't think a lot of people know.
That's true. It's a basketball anime, and it touches on this kid named Sora who's extremely short, but is a absolute sniper and got all the ball handling skills. And he wants to basically win a championship for his mom, because his mom used to be professional. Used to be a professional basketball player, and she's sick right now, so he wants to win it before, so she's able to see him win one. That's basically the story about. And also, it's about a group of delinquents at his school that don't have, like, that school doesn't have a basketball team, and he wants to bring basically a group of delinquents together to make a team. And it pretty much puts them all on the right path. They're all going down a bad path, and basically they come together for this one purpose of winning a championship, and basically puts all their lives on the right track. And really gets to touch on their off the court stories, which is very different from a lot of other sports anime. It is actually, I'm not gonna lie, I watched episode 6 with his backstory. His mom, I actually cried. I was like, wow. I was tearing. I was like, dang, this actually hit me. Oh man.
Shout out
He
here.
basically starts from JJ Redick and becomes Steph Curry. That's his goal.
Yeah, he's short. He's a short basketball player that can't even really go left, and he has to figure out how to, you know what I'm saying?
He can't go
lock in. He locks in.
That's to me that's to me, like, in sports anime, like, the realistic factor of it. I think they do it very well. The fact that he can't go left is such a
that one game they were playing that, like, every time he, like, that one game they were playing, every time he pushed the left side of the court, he couldn't score, and we were trying to figure, like, why is, like, he messing up? It's like, yo, he don't got a left hand, so he had to like train his left hand. I was like, yo, they really locking in, bro.
Yeah, it has a certain level of realism that I appreciate, not gonna lie. All right, Moon Peaches, you are the second pick.
I'm gonna pick Psychopaths. Just it's so good. It is so good. It's kind of one that you can't really explain too much. Basically, it's kind of like future Japan. They basically tell that you're a criminal by your psyche levels and everything like that, and you follow this one detective throughout the entire series. But that's basically all I can say without giving away the entire plot line, because a lot of fucked up shit happens in it. It's actually one that I showed Lonnie when we first got together.
In fact, hey, Psychopaths is excellent. It's like Minority Report. If you guys have seen that movie, of course, and it goes into the moral dilemma of if you can predict whether or not they're going to do a crime, do you have legal precedent to kind of lock them up before they even do the crime itself? It really dives into that instance, and also the villain, top tier.
He's great antagonist.
Bro, the art whole episode, the episode where they go into the art sculptures and everything, I still think about that shit.
Okay, that's a good one. All right, my first pick. My first two picks. I'm not gonna reveal both of them, but I better get both of them. I'm gonna be very upset if I don't get both of them. But first pick, I'm gonna go D Gray Man. Man, I still think D Gray Man is one of the most interesting and more complete stories that I've seen in anime and read in manga. It's so unfortunate that this manga is under a weird kind of schedule where every 6 months it gets a chapter for some reason. But I finally think they're kind of in the end stages. It has a story where there's really not a clear good side. It's very morally ambiguous, 100%. And the main character, Alan Walker, is kind of in the center of all the different types of conflict. It has great main character, great side characters, great rival with Konda, great female lead with Lena Lee, great power system with Innocence, great villains with the Noah, which is a really good villain group. D Gray Man is absolutely fantastic. It's one of my favorite series of all time. I need it to finish. That's my first pick.
Wait, Rydell, is your other pick? I'm not gonna say that. Does it start with the S?
No.
Does it start with a B?
It starts with a G. It starts with a G.
No.
Okay, I thought I knew what you was talking.
Okay. I'm glad nobody's on the same wavelength. I'm glad right now. Okay. All right, Santo, your pick.
I am going to go with Future Diary.
You sneaky bastard.
I think she is one of the craziest antagonists in anime. I think that this anime doesn't get talked a lot about. And yeah, I just think it's great, the concept of, trying to be God and what happens when the world's destroyed and you can just go to another one and pretty much off another version of yourself because she's with your boyfriend. Like it's crazy.
Never really got into that one. I don't think I will. Not gonna lie. I'm not trying to see the face.
It's great.
It looks interesting. I just the main character doesn't look like someone I'll be interested in. Not gonna lie. Random.
Mine is High Score Girl. It's one of the first Netflix original anime that I can remember. It's really started right around the time that Netflix.
Is that what it is? Is that what you said?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So it mainly centers around Haru, and it's following Japan in the early, basically late 80s through the 90s, through the video game arcade boom. As this guy's a big arcade guy, right? He's really good at Street Fighter, and then he meets his match with his love interest. Oh no. And then it's ironically, it was the first video I made about on my channel. I just think it's amazing. You get to see you get to focus on a love story over video games, especially arcade games, and you're watching how the arcade boom like really led up to consoles. Like Street Fighter 2 came out, then Mortal Kombat, then Tekken, and this whole way they're telling a love story through this time. And the best part is the love interest never talks. She never utters a word, but it's such a beautiful love story. Is it a little cliche? Yeah, but it's also like you're watching Netflix first foray into anime, and I think they did a really good job. And Boom Peach is on our thing, whether we do it on part 1 or part 2. I'm gonna be pushing this a lot heavy because I think you and Lonnie would really like this show if you guys watch it.
All right, Miles, your turn.
Do I got Snake? I just wanted to ask in advance.
Yeah, it's Snake.
Can we move the things so that we know the exact order or no?
That's our names. Isn't it our names up top?
Oh,
yeah,
it's in the order
yeah,
up
that's
top.
My bad. I apologize.
My first one we had mentioned it in the chat. Wait, is it me?
Yeah.
Okay, my first one we had mentioned it in the chat. It's gonna be Claymore. Majority female cast. But what I do like is that it's like a complete story. They explain why it's majority female. They explain what happens to the males. And it's basically just a vengeance story. Told from the lens of a girl, which is something that we don't usually get. So basically she's a part of a collection of super soldiers who are tasked with, defeating these monsters on this island. She was a normal human at first, but her caretaker at the time happened to be the strongest claymore of that generation. That's what they're called. They're called claymores. And she gets taken under her wing. And it helps the claymore, they're half monster, half human. But when they get injected with that monster blood, they become very emotionless and very evil. Not evil, but more so emotionless. And what happens is, through the connection with the main protagonist, Claire, they develop a bond, and that character is unfortunately killed. So throughout the story, we follow the path of, the supposed weakest Claymore, avenging, someone who meant a lot to her. And then I got a second pick.
Lonnie's last pick.
Hey,
Claymore is fantastic though. Art, it's up there, man. It reminds me of Berserk. I said toned down Berserk.
It's heavily inspired, I think, by it. Claymore is.
When did Berserk originally come out? Like first
in the late 80s.
Okay.
All right.
When you see what like the direction Miura wanted to go with it first, I don't think Berserk would last to this day. He was wilding with the first kind of drafts before he got to where he was with the Black Swordsman arc. But there's a lot of inspiration, I think, and Claymore does really work that Berserk art style very well. Great choice, Miles.
All right, what's up, Lonnie?
All right, so my first pick is Shaman King.
Okay.
Shaman King. I know probably a bunch of us watched it, like on what is it, the Saturday morning cartoons. But the story is actually really fleshed out. It's about basically they're every 500 years there's a tournament to who's going to be the Shaman King, and like they get control of the Great Spirit that can like reshape the world. And it follows this guy named Yo, and the tournament's coming up. He gets like a fiance like very early on, and she's helping him train. And like they use different spirits of fighters and things, and different creature spirits to fight each other. As like a pretty intricate power system, and then of course like there's different levels up, and there's like angels involved in different types of things. And of course like you get to see the powers they use evolve themselves. So like he starts off, when he starts using his spirit, like you just see it as like a little orb around his sword, and then eventually you get to see the armor form, and then he has like the full-on thing. And yeah, they just a few years ago they rebooted it on Netflix, and then I just saw the other day that they dropped a sequel for it with his kid called Flowers, and that's like so that's another thing too. And you know, it was one of my favorite stories as a kid, and them rebooting it, making it shorter, cutting out a lot of the flashbacks that we had to deal with back in the day, and then making it more concise with better animation, and then also dropping a sequel right after. Yeah, it's up there for me.
I had no idea it had a sequel. Shout out.
Netflix
Snake.
is putting in work. I you know I said that thing in a private chat. They added a ton.
I think I think the sequel like just dropped like last week.
Mm-hmm. So all of y'all who got Netflix, Overlord's on there now. JJK is on there. JJK Zero is on there.
My Hero, Black Clover.
They added a ton of stuff. Like they're all in. They're trying to hold off their lead that they have now in anime.
So Netflix is working with Peacock and I believe Disney Plus, I think.
No, Disney Plus is working with Hulu.
Well, they own both.
No.
Disney
So there's
both.
like, it might not be Disney Plus,
true.
but I forget what it is, but it's definitely Netflix. It's definitely Peacock. And I believe I saw Disney Plus, but I could be wrong. So don't quote me on that. They're working to create a network, a combined network of all the services into one collective. And then they said they're going to do something about the price. But basically, you know, they're kind of just remaking cable. That's
what I'm about to say. Are they just turning into cable?
They're just turning into cable, bro. 100%.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that works. But yeah, Lonnie, on you again.
So my second pick, because I'm trying to bury you niggas. I'm trying to figure out what's the best.
I picked one y'all literally never heard of, so I'm chilling.
And I'm trying to win.
I'm all right.
I'm gonna go with Eureka 7.
Wow.
Okay. You're not even tapped in like me. That's the crazy part.
Oh yeah, that's a mild pick for sure. He likes you.
But go ahead, gang. That's crazy.
Hey, people talk about Code Geass. People talk about Neon Jellion. Eureka 7 is up there with me. Like, to me, it's up there. I had a feeling Miles might pick it. I had a feeling it might be on Miles' list.
That's dirty right there.
Wow.
I was just like, yo, and Eureka 7, to me, this might be a hot take, Miles, but if the main character was for Eureka 7 was the main character in Neon Jellion might be like top 10, top 5.
You think it would be better?
It would be so much better.
Shinji's a hot piece
Neon Genesis.
A hot piece of ass.
And
piece of ass, bro.
Renton is a dog. He a dog.
If he was the main character in Neon, what we talking like? Yo, that would be peak.
He's one of my most hated characters of all time. I hate Shinji.
Like, really?
I really hate that.
Not like Shinji at all.
I really hate that kid.
I hate everything about him, bro.
I can't.
I'm on Kendrick timing with Shinji, bro. Yeah, I'm on Kendrick timing.
One of the few characters I hate more than Mineta, for real. Fuck Mineta. Fuck everything about him.
All right. Lonnie, you got anything else you want to say?
No, I'm good. I just want to steal
it. Yo, you just wanted to, I knew you just wanted to steal it. You grimy.
I'm glad he stole for you, not me.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right.
He's only doing that because I stole from him earlier this week.
No, I kind of set it up where it's like whoever I was behind or in front of, like I made sure that I was like, this might be one that they pick, this might be one that they pick, just to kind of fuck them up. So
just fuck me, huh?
Yeah. Hey,
hey, yo, no did.
Yo, come on, bro.
I too.
My second pick is gonna be it's gonna be Silver Guardian. I believe this is an adaptation of a manhwa. It's an adaptation of a manhwa. It's basically about this avid gamer. Like he's dirt poor to the point where he's like stealing power from like lampposts. He's doing anything he can to get his fix of the video game. Um, and he has this. Thank you. He has this high school crush or whatever. He's like deeply in love with her, and he winds up becoming friends with her in the game, unbeknownst to him. And what happens is, not only is she her father's the developer of the game, but she also gets kidnapped. And the game is called Gravebusters, and it's predicated on how much like real life money you have. So he's dirt poor, so obviously him being in that game would make him severely weak. No, her father drops like 5 billion into his account and is like, "Yo, um, basically go save my daughter, go save your crush." And it's just a story about him basically playing through this video game where the only thing that matters is money. So yeah, that's my pick.
Interesting. Never heard of it. Another one. So far, I haven't heard of High Score Girl, and Silver Guardian. Manhwa. Nice. Okay. Random. You're next.
86.
You motherfucker.
I knew that was gonna be on
Yo,
his
yo,
list.
what's up with y'all
Thank you.
today? Y'all,
I
y'all
love
never,
86.
y'all don't talk about no mech anime, and then we
I
come
love
today
that.
fact,
and
actually.
all
I
the
love
mech
to be fair.
anime. That's crazy.
Hold on.
I have
Miles,
86 as like a 9 out of 10, bro.
We can get into
to
it.
be fair,
This is a
86,
personal attack.
86 is the second mecha anime I ever watched behind Code Geass, and I thought it was fantastic. 86 basically deals with you got a country that's fighting against an AI robot menace that is constantly attacking it. And they use slaves to kind of hold them off. And you get to meet this group that forms, what do they call the main what's the main character's call sign? His name is Shin. But over the course of its anime, like you're watching the members of these group get kind of picked off, and it's really good. It's really good. But if you're looking for something, watch it. The reason it came out with a lot of fanfare, but it was hit with delays and COVID. So that's why it literally took like a year for the second half of the first season to come out. And I can't wait for it to come back because 86 is good. It's one of the better mecha anime out there. I'm sorry, Miles, but ain't no way I was gonna let 86 be taken by somebody else. It was almost gonna be my first pick, but I was like, you know what? I gotta show some love to High School Girl. So 86 is great.
Honestly, you could have survived with High Score Girl, but the fact that you still got 86, shout out, man. Shout
Miles,
out.
to make it up to you, I'll use the one I was gonna use on Ty next round.
So you're gonna attack my homie to make it up to me?
Exactly.
It's not making
Let's get fucked up together.
Miles, I'm sorry, bro.
It's all good, fellas.
We got a few mecha out there. All right, next is Santo.
Okay, so I'm gonna pick this one now because I'm afraid that it's on Rodell's list. I'm gonna go with Ron.
What?
What?
You're lagging.
He
crazy.
lagged.
No,
Bruh.
he's forbidden.
Bradell out here cheating, bro.
He's really
He's cheating.
Yo, Santa, just fax it to us.
Did it go down?
No, you were
say it
lagging.
again,
You were
say it
lagging
again,
the
you were
whole time.
lagging.
Rigging the system.
What? Oh, it was lagging.
Yeah, well,
It's called forbidden deductions.
Forbidden deductions.
Is it?
Okay.
Oh god.
I actually never heard of this, so you would have been
It's
good for
pretty
me.
much a better version of Death Note. It's pretty much a better version of Death Note.
Oh, we clipping that. We clipping that one.
Wow, I'm surprised Lonnie's not flipping. the
Better
table right
version of Death Note? That's high. That's high
I haven't
praise
heard of
right
it. I have
there.
to write that down.
Better version of Death Note is
Oh my god!
now. I praise.
that's a
And if
statement.
it's not Santo, I'm on your ass. I'm on your ass.
You know, that's the only statement we needed. Forbidden deduction, better version of Death Note. That's all we needed. That's a little 3-second clip. It's gonna go crazy. While Santo comes back from technical difficulties, it is my turn. And I am so happy that the series felt to me, and I will argue with all of you that it's still underrated, and that is Katakeo Hitman Reborn.
God damn you! But I expected that.
I low-key thought.
Oh, yeah. Hitman Reborn was that series that if someone took it, I would have been livid. I would have been upset. I was like, no, not Hitman. D-Grim and Hitman Reborn are two of my favorite series. Like, they're probably both in my top 10. Hitman Reborn. I think Hitman Reborn had the Vonga family is one of the greatest like anime groups, in my opinion. Like one of the greatest for sure. They're all like fantastic for the most part. Power system's great. Drip is crazy. Art is great. Suna has the best badass switch in anime. Hey man, Hitman Reborn moves me. And I'm so annoyed that they have not animated the last 2 arcs. It's actually really annoying. So Hitman Reborn's my pick.
It's a goddamn tournament arc. We're not going to animate the tournament arc? That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. And that's where you get to see Reborn go crazy.
Facts.
Reading it was peak.
For sure.
All right, next is Moon Peaches.
So I'm gonna go with Saga of Tanya the Evil.
Oh, are you kidding me? Oh, that was my next
about to
pick,
crash
bro.
out.
Oh, no way.
I started watching that shit when it came out in 2017. I fucking loved that shit. I found that shit at Katsucon. They were playing it.
Oh my god.
That anime walks so many of like the hit animes today could run. You want to talk about being reincarnated, thrusted into a new world, child soldier. You got all of it. She's literally a 9-year-old child soldier who is like insane.
Don't forget, she's fighting against God. She's fighting against God in alternate World War I. It's such a good
with magic.
With magic. It's like it's so good.
Winning.
It's so good.
It's not even low key. She's winning with like the biggest shit-eating grin on her face the entire time.
She's a menace. By the way, they announced season 2 last year with like a teaser, and I'm still waiting for it because they gave
a movie.
They did get a movie. The movie was good. The movie was very good. Talking about they using like the title of Mary Sue because she technically kills the dad of Mary Sue in the first season, and she comes back with a vengeance with all of God's powers, bro.
So here's my thing. I feel like if this anime came out and today's like I feel like they waited a few more years to release it, it would be top tier. But because of when it came out, it wasn't like the rage of what that time of like anime was.
Like the dark themed anime wasn't at its peak yet.
It wasn't.
Also, the isekai trope, because the isekai boomed after Tanya the Evil.
It came out in 2017. It came out in 2017. Its biggest rival was season 1 of Rising of the Shield Hero, and that took over when Shield Hero came out. That's tough. It's so good. Animation's great. When they box, it's great. The magic's great. The power system works very well. Got the war. Like, I'm so mad at you, Moon.
My favorite part.
My next pick.
My favorite part, because it's just so petty, is when like it was like one of the early episodes where she just like announces to that camp. She's like, "Hey, you guys need to evacuate under whatever. Let's bomb these niggas." I'm just like,
well, because they look at her and they're like, it happens so often in the show where she'll go somewhere and she'll like try to give orders or something. They look at her, she's fucking 9 in the show, and they go, "You're a child. Get away from me." And she's like, "Okay, I'll just kill you then."
That's a
to
great
be fair,
pick.
when she's training the soldiers and they're like, "Who the hell is this?" And then she just starts whipping ass because you gotta respect. And she was gonna kill that dude if that guy doesn't stop her. She's gonna kill him. And I'm like,
that is her solution to everything.
That is true.
Remember,
she gets in that scouting mission and then she deliberately gets hurt just so that she can be taken off the front lines.
It's so evil.
So far, a lot of W picks. Ty, what is your second pick? Second, third.
Underrated. Let me go Kenichi. It's a
Mm,
Kenichi.
I respect
Oh,
it.
we're fighting. Oh, we are fighting.
Oh, what about what?
That was gonna be my next pick. So mad
Oh
at you.
man, listen, Kenichi is tough.
It's the
But
one
I
that got me
mentioned it
into like
earlier
fighting
too, bro.
animes.
I feel
So
like
good.
Inuyasha's underrated.
I don't think it's underrated at all.
I don't know. I don't
It's like
know,
the
man.
most
Anybody
popular
who's watching
female
Adult Swim back in the
anime
day,
of
you was
all
watching
time.
Inuyasha.
I would agree, just because I feel like Inuyasha is so hated, you could call it underrated.
But
Well, I
it's
think,
like
like,
one of the
Inuyasha-
classics.
It's
Who
such
said
a
Inuyasha
Claymore
was
was
like that?
Hold on. Shaman King is a classic. Shaman King's a classic. Claymore's a classic.
But
I agree that
Inuyasha is
Shaman King
probably the
Claymore-
most loved anime from like a female audience. Like,
So
would,
here's-
female
that's my
audiences
point. It's like the
love
most.
Inuyasha.
Yeah, I was about to say if like when I think of like I don't see people cosplaying D. Grayman. I don't see people cosplaying Claymore. I don't like a lot of these ones that are on this list don't get cosplay. I still see Inuyasha cosplays to this day in anime conventions. They're literally having a meetup in Otakon in August for Inuyasha.
It is one of the more loved series by women too, right?
Yeah.
It's like
Oh yeah.
probably number
Oh,
one.
yeah.
That and Black
Like,
Butler.
honestly, for us,
Don't even get me
for like
started on Black Butler.
Jesus.
for guys in particular, I would say yeah, underrated. But in terms of like the anime whole landscape, I don't think Inuyasha's.
No,
underrated.
you can get so much merch for it at conventions. Like,
All right, let me get Rikido. That's more reliable.
Okay, how do you spell it?
Re-
Right.
To DU. Oh, you, my bad. Riku, DOU. DOU. Yeah.
There we go.
Is it
All
about a
right,
sage?
describe it a little bit because I haven't heard of this one.
It's a boxing manga where this kid named Riku has grown up in an abusive household and he wants to use boxing as a way to improve himself and basically get his life back on track. He grew up in an abusive household. His father passed away and his mother was on drugs. It's really like a come up story about a dude that just ain't have good parents and now he's kind of lost and the only parental figure he had was a boxer. And so now he's got into boxing to kind of find his passion. It's a really good story.
Rikudo was. I don't know if I told Ty. I think I might have like said it once. That was like my introduction to Ty because like I was just scrolling on TikTok years ago, and then I saw him do like a breakdown on Rikudo, and I was just like, but he didn't. But for some reason, he didn't say what the fucking manga was, so I had to ask him in the comments, and then I like a few days later, he like messaged back, he like commented back. I was like, all right, then I binged it. It's great. I liked it.
Real.
W. All right. Moon Peach is back to you.
okay, so I don't know. I'm gonna go with Darker Than Black, but specifically Darker Than Black Gemini.
Don't you just get the whole
Fucking
thing?
Like Gemini. Is that like
It's
season
You
2?
just put
no,
Gem.
it's the sequel.
I thought you
So
I
the
heard
whole
that
IP.
people didn't like the sequel.
I liked the sequel. I thought it was really good. It's actually what got me into watching Darker Than Black. So I watched the sequel and then I went back and watched the original one. I think it's really good if you watch it as its own separate thing. Because yes, you have the main character from Darker Than Black there and everything, but he's more of like assisting the new main character in getting to finding her twin and her partner. So like it's not, it's kind of like how in JoJo, like the previous like seasons person will be there to kind of help guide them on. It's kind of what they did with Darker Than Black, but it just, I think the community just wanted something different.
I did see original Darker Than Black. I actually liked it. I liked the main character. I liked their abilities and everything and how they utilize him. It was very intelligent. And the main character was definitely a savage. The reason why I didn't see the sequel is because people were telling me that he became kind of a weirdo and he became a worse character in the sequel. So that's why I haven't
Oh
seen
yeah,
it at
no,
all.
he kind of like tells her to get her shit together at one point in a really fucked up way. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say it's not, but if you kind of take the shit that happened to him and Darker Than Black, it makes sense as to where he got to where he's at.
Okay, might have to peep someday. Okay, shout out. My next pick. Okay, now I got my two favorites, so I'm good there. Now I can kind of go in a lot of different directions. I can really kind of put y'all on. I guess I'm gonna ask this question: would y'all consider Magi underrated?
Personally, no, but like if you wanted to highlight it, I wouldn't mind.
Veto. I veto.
No, mainly just because Magi's one of the, in terms of like fantasy, it's like one of the goats.
Veto.
Also, like
Hater.
also
I
the
hate
like the
him.
adventure aspect of it. Then Sinbad has his own anime
People-
too.
Bro, people talk about
Hard
Sinbad all
veto.
the time. Yeah, it's not
Sinbad,
overrated.
Sinbad is super glazed. We
Yeah,
gotta
it's not overrated.
Fair.
It's not overrated, buddy.
Fair.
He also
Okay.
has one
All
of the
right.
coldest nicknames ever.
You know, that's why I asked. Okay, my pick will be Bungo Stray Dogs.
Okay.
If we're slandering Death Note a little bit, L and Light done right, that's in Bungo Stray Dogs, my boy. Daizai and the main villain of Bungo Stray Dogs, talk about a chess match. They go way beyond expectation. Talk about intelligence. Talk about trying to be 10 to 20 to 100 moves ahead of your opponent. It really goes crazy. There's about 4 seasons there. I can't wait for the next season, but it just
There's
gets
also a
more
movie
and
or
more.
two, isn't there?
Oh, there is a movie. There is a movie as well. And Bungo Stray Dogs is a series where, again, there's a lot of moral ambiguity to an extent, not as much as Deep Gray Man, but Bungo Stray Dogs has a lot of situations where everybody's kind of doing things for their own purposes. And there's really no true like right way to do things. That's why there's a lot of interesting alliances that goes on throughout the series as well. If you like, obviously, powers, it has the powers things, but it has a lot of detective work, of course, solving crimes, solving mysteries, and the character work, the different types of characters and the plot twists is fantastic. Bungo Stray Dogs, great anime. Santo, it is back on you.
My internet tried to hold me down. So I'm gonna go with Tadamachi Game. This is an anime.
Great
Pretty
pick.
much, if Squid Games was an anime, this is it. It starts off with high school kids, and the money gets stolen, and they just get transported into this world of games, and you lose. You got wiped out. And there's
One of the
inner workings of who's hosting the games and stuff like that. It leaves you on cliffhangers every episode. I would advise you guys to watch it.
the main character is definitely a Lonnie character. That's all I gotta say. That is a Lonnie character.
Okay. All right. Random.
So I'm deciding between the two, but you know what? I'm gonna go with my gut. Log Horizon.
Okay. Solid pick.
You want to talk about SAO done better? It's Log Horizon. Ironic, it just came out at the worst time. It's just timing. So you have a group of people who play a massively online game. They get trapped in the world. But the thing is, every time, so and like SAO, every time you die, you come back. But like, was it, Miles? Is it your memory? Is you lose parts of your memory every time you die?
Yeah, your memory.
Yeah, so you lose parts of your memory, and they've had 4 seasons, and now they've really like it's very good. And also, it's not just them. You see his mentor in the Chinese server working their way to the Japanese server. It's so good. It's completely underrated in the East Sky department. Let's see. I'll say this. One of the things I don't like the most is that ninja girl that's always with the main character. Like that's like the anime part of the show, and I'm like, come on, y'all, like come on, like
Wait, you don't like her?
No, I like her. It's just like, do we have to go this stereotypically anime? You know what I mean? Like maybe I'm not describing it the right way, Miles, because I know you're a big fan of the show. I just Log Horizon's great. And like I said, it's a better SAO with the exact same premise, and they make it work way better. And they don't need to go back to real life because real life doesn't matter. What's going on in the game is so good. Plus the political aspects of it, especially with the last season where they disbanded the round table because it just couldn't work anymore. And you see how the adventurers are now becoming such a force that the world that they're in, the countries and the city states, whatever, are starting to take notice of them, and they're trying to take advantage of them, but the guys are trying not to do that. It's so good. It's so good.
Also,
I
the
need
main
season 5. I need season 5.
Also, I always appreciate it when a main character uses his mind instead of just being overly OP just to be OP.
Don't get it wrong. He can scrap too, but he don't need to.
No, he can fight, but everything comes from his understanding of the game, not the fact that he has these broken abilities. Miles.
Yeah, I'm kind of scared of Lonnie, so I hope he doesn't take either. If I use one, I don't want him to take the other. But I'm gonna go with Lupin. There's a collection of them. If I had to pick one, it'd probably be the blood spray of Goemon. But basically, Lupin is a collection of different stories. It's been going on forever, but it's a collection of different stories about the grandson of Arsène Lupin, who's like a famous thief, and it's his exploits about him and his gang. Getting away with heists. It has a little bit of everything from female charm. It has some action. It has wit. It just has a lot of things that touch on. It can capture different audiences for sure.
They've done a few crossovers, right, Miles?
A bunch of crossovers.
They did one with Detective Conan, and that was like, ooh, yeah, because the cat and mouse is so good. Oh my god.
Well, like I said, if I did have to recommend one for anybody to watch, it would be the Blood Spray of Goemon, just because it's more action oriented. And that's basically about basically one of Lupin's band members is called Goemon, and he's like a samurai. And he's tasked with being a bodyguard of a Yakuza member, and they all get slaughtered, so he's honor bound to basically, finish the job and get that get back. And his villain he's encountering is super, super tough. Just like some big burly like basically a lumberjack duking it off with a samurai. I think it's real good.
Nice. All right, Lonnie. Snake.
I said I was gonna go at Tide this time. My first one is gonna be Bakuman. I don't know if anyone's heard of that or watched it. It was actually the first slice of life I ever read. Fun fact: the people that made Death Note made this. So Bakuman is about, because Death Note was made by a writer and an artist, and so they decided to make Bakuman. I think it has like 50 episodes, but it's about manga artists themselves. So like you really get to see. I don't know if it's an actual like autobiography of them just in manga form, but you really get to see like their whole journey. So like starting out, getting signed, then you also see like how their work schedule goes, how they deal with relationships while being a manga artist. Then you get to see them getting like manga canceled and how they bounce back from that. And then you get to see sleep deprivation and all like basically everything that you would think a mangaka goes through, you get to see in that. And it's a great story. Like you get to see them fall in love, but you also get to see like the struggles in the relationship. Because if you saw, like, we've all seen like Oda's schedule and like all these other manga schedules, time for relationships is hard. And then when you get kids involved, it gets even more complex. So it's like one of the more, I wouldn't say wholesome, but it's more like an in-depth view, and made me appreciate anime and manga more, because like you really get to see like the background world of it. And yeah, I just think that if everyone really wants to see like, oh, why are they taking so long for this or that, check out a few episodes of Bakuman, and you would get some depth from that. And if you know it's from the makers of Death Note, and the art's always amazing.
Oh, I just found it too. Let me go.
Man, there's one series I'm surprised you or Miles hasn't said yet. I don't know. But what's your next one?
My next one is Noragami.
Okay.
No,
W
How
Noragami.
was I supposed to know?
I said, thank God.
Oh. No, I love Noragami. It follows like this deity. He's kind of broke. But he meets like this human who I think she gets hit by a car, if I'm not mistaken. And like so her spirit like goes in and out of her body. And it's just like he's trying to like level himself up as a deity, and like they go on these different adventures. I'm still waiting on a third season. Has one of the best intros. I know a lot of people love it, but I feel like it's criminally underrated.
I tried
I am
reading the
saving my
manga.
I am saving my best pick for last because I doubt anyone's gonna pick it.
Fair enough. I tried reading the manga for Noragami. I stopped reading it because I absolutely despise the blonde-haired kid. He's actually
You
the
don't
most
like him?
annoying, spoiled brat.
I didn't like him at
Bro,
first, but I thought he got better.
He gets worse. He gets worse, bro. In the manga, he gets worse. I'm telling you, he gets worse. It's actually so annoying. I'm so tired of this kid. So that made me drop it for a bit. I'm not gonna lie. Shout out Noragami though. Great anime. All right, Miles. You gonna pick what I think you're gonna pick?
No, I don't think so. We're gonna go with Mushishi.
That was on my list. I wasn't gonna
Oh,
pick
that
it,
is
but
a
it was
good
on my
one.
list. That was a good one. That was on my list.
Is it underrated?
You don't think so?
Mushishi?
I
I
think
don't
it
know
is.
anybody that talks about Mushishi.
I hear a lot of people put it in like top 20 anime.
Really? Are we gonna veto it? I got a different pick.
I think
it?
I'm just
literally
throwing it
never
out
heard
there.
of it.
no.
I mean, I know
feel,
of it, but I haven't really heard people talk about it. So
yeah, there's high quality anime that I still consider underrated. Like I don't know if it is now, but generally, I would say Steins Gate would be more on the underrated side than like being
Some
like
people say it's the
properly
best
rated.
sci-fi anime ever, so I wouldn't consider that underrated.
Yeah, but the fact that I hear like it never gets brought up in anime conversation. Steins Gate. It's just
I think it's because
nothing
it's
that
super complex.
Yeah, it does.
People
I
don't
agree.
like bringing up super complex animes for some reason enough.
we talk about Attack on Titan and Berserk all the time.
He's
I
not
wouldn't
wrong.
call
When
Attack on Titan
I mean complex, I don't mean
complex.
story. I don't mean story wise. I mean concept wise. Like the concept of Attack on Titan and Berserk isn't as complex as time travel and things of that, and like science and things of that nature. Like the subject itself is complex.
I think Jujutsu Kaisen is more complex than Steins Gate.
I
No.
Okay.
I disagree.
No.
Everybody said no.
Hey, man. I think the whole concept of curse techniques is more complicated than just time travel. But hey,
The silence says it all.
We can disagree.
I mean, I can be right by myself. That's fine. It's all right. It's
I could
okay.
be right by
You know,
myself.
Rizzo gonna get in his right.
Or you can be
bag.
wrong loud. I mean,
Always, man. But I personally think Mushishi is underrated. But what we can vote on it.
no,
I've
That's
never
fine.
heard of it. So.
I'm fine. I'm fine with
I'm
it.
fine with it.
Okay.
So just to give y'all a brief explanation, for the fans, it's basically a collection of stories with one reoccurring character. Basically, this world that they live in is inhabited by I don't want to call them extraterrestrial, but they are spirits. And the main character Genko is able to see them because he has one eye. I don't believe they named it, but I do know it's green. And with this eye, he's not only able to see the Mushi, but he's able to attract them as well. And if the anime follows different stories of people that are interacting with these Mushi, and the common theme is him being the catalyst to either ridding them of it, or just basically help them get a deeper understanding of what's going on. And for a fun fact, I know people like Leek who follow me on Twitch. Genko has been my avatar on my Twitch profile avatar for like the past 8 years.
Respect.
Dirty work.
That's my
Genko's
guy.
great. Genko's great. Okay. Random.
Samurai Champloo.
That is
No.
not underrated. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to veto.
That's a quick V. Come on.
All right, give me one.
You all said how it's a 10 out of 10.
You tried it.
I was
What?
trying to sneak that in so quick.
What
with the
What?
You know how
confidence.
fast he said it too? He said it so
Mhm.
fast.
Hey, what?
There's nothing underrated about Samurai Champloo at all.
What? A boy can't shoot. I can't shoot.
You can
I
brick.
mean, you try. You just missed. You
Let me
bricked.
brick.
Hey, my last pick might brick, but hey, so I respect the random because my last pick might brick. It might.
I was like, look, might as well let me try it real quick. Let me see what happens. But sorry, I'm looking at a manga right now. Real quick. Give me 1 second. Just gotta make sure it's the right one. This is the problem because I want to put ones that y'all have never heard of, but that's not. No, I'm not trying to win. I'm not trying to win.
How do we win this? I'm just picking stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, same here. I'm picking my favorites.
Oh, if I was picking favorites, I mean, in terms of underrated, I would change a few things.
Well, that's what I went on. People need to be locked in on these three: Bungo, Hitman, D Grayman. Come on, lock in.
I was going to say, I'm picking the ones that got me into anime.
Hey,
Respect.
Bakuman got me into slice of life.
that's true.
What got me into slice of life? Maybe. You count Nichijou slice of life?
Does what?
Nichijou.
Listen, I'm going to be so like typical girl anime watcher, but Ouran Host Club got me into slice of life.
Mine was.
I couldn't get into that one.
My
Mine was
introduction to-
Toradora.
I think it was
Tor-
called
I have a
Toradora.
sweatshirt. I've watched it so many times. Listen, I'll be the typical anime girl, but that's what got me into slice of life. I freaking loved it.
It is a classic, to be fair.
I'm just
It is a classic.
I'm just saying the Fruits Basket episode is gonna go crazy.
Nah, Toradora's peak. Toradora does something in 24 episodes that most slice of lives can't do with multiple seasons. But
Fruits
you know what?
Baskets destroyed me.
Fruits Basket is overrated. I said what I said.
Stop. No, it's not.
I said what I said.
It's
I said
definitely not.
I said what I said.
We'll have this discussion when we do
It's
because it's
gonna
on the
crazy.
list.
I know, and I'm prepared. And I'm
What's
prepared.
the
to
discussion?
It might be on top of the list. Just saying.
Fruits Basket being overrated. That's what Random said.
Nigga, what?
I said what I said.
Maybe we got to do once we do our overrated draft. It sounds like we know one of Random's picks.
Nah, because I might have to pick. I have to pick a few other ones. But
That overrated bracket, that overrated draft is gonna be nasty. It's actually gonna be disgusting.
It is.
Someone's gonna say bleach tie, and then people are gonna
Why,
crash.
why was I thinking about it in my head though?
Lonnie already knows which one I'm thinking of in my head right now for overrated.
That would just make Riddell crash out, so we don't need that because Riddell crashing out is a different type of crash out.
Yeah,
I'm just
we need
listen. Me and you have already had this discussion. I've already said it once.
no Attack on Titan slander on this platform. All right, that's not okay.
Random, you are going.
All random is still picking.
Who's picking
I don't know
it?
why
Yeah,
it's
Random is still. I thought he would be like the first one to be getting like underrated anime out.
no, because I'm trying to decide whether or not. Nah, fuck it.
But in the mean-
This
in
is
the
look.
meantime,
All right,
if
fine.
Ruby
No, I'm
decides
gonna
to
do it
tell
like this because
Riddell-
y'all have never heard this one. Another slice of life. Teaser Master Takagi-san.
Nigga, what did you just
What
say?
is that name?
That's the name of this. It's
I
a
just need to know how to write it down.
teasing Master Takagi-san. It's another one like for anybody who's just looking to watch anime with your girl. Takagisan.
You said it so fast. I thought you casted a spell.
No, my bad.
Yeah, who do you think I am, bro?
But that's one like you
He's
just
about
look at.
to talk on. I'm like, nigga, what?
Okay.
Say that 3
So
times in the
if you're
mirror. see what
looking-
happens.
No, I'm not going to disrespect the show like that. It's very good.
Oh, I watched a few episodes of this.
Yeah. So if you were looking just kind of watch something with your girl, and that's fine, especially if you're trying to get into more slice of life, Teaser Master Takagi-san is your perfect gateway into the genre. It's basically about a guy, a middle school kid. His name is Nishikata, and he's trying to like he's in this weird competition with the girl Takagi-san, and they do like little middle school games and all that. It's like, but she always ends up winning, so he keeps trying to like at least win one. And the whole time she's doing it because she really likes him, but he's just too kind of dense to figure it out. It's cute, it's fun. The only tough part is each season is like hosted by a different platform. So season 1 is hosted by Crunchyroll, season 2 is on Netflix, season 3 is on High Dive, and it has a movie. Plus, if you're anybody who's reading the manga, there is a future manga where they're married already, and you're watching them with their kid. And now the kid is getting no, who cares? Because you're not gonna. And their kid has its own manga, so it's like this big kind of universe, so to speak. It's a lot of fun. Like it's another one for like. If you watch High School Girl, then watch Teaser Master Kage-san right after. And I bet you like Lonnie and Moon Peaches, they would love it. Anybody with your girl, if you're just trying to watch anime. If you're trying to get your girl into anime, this is a perfect one to get her into it.
Not traumatize her. Drop AOT immediately. Just
all right, Santo.
No, you want to get somebody into anime. Make them watch
like,
Kill la Kill.
Did you just say Kill la Kill?
Kill la Kill is crazy. Kill la Kill is crazy.
So just going back, because I know my internet was trying to hold me. So Forbidden Deduction is pretty much a detective anime where the detective he pretty much retired because of his condition. It's him being so involved in the case that it really like he can't do anything else. Plus, there's a twist. He respects the victim so much that he persuades the killers to off themselves. So just
persuade.
And you say it's better than Death Note?
It's what light should be, and it's better than Death Note. Yes.
Okay. All right. What's your next pick?
My next pick is actually one that is currently just got released in spring, and it's heavily underrated, and I've been screaming it from the top of my lungs here on this channel. Oblivion Battery. Oblivion Battery is by far the greatest comedy that I have seen. Konosuba can't hold a candle to it. Gintama, step aside. It's a baseball anime where the main character suffers an accident and he has amnesia. And his partner, which is the pitcher who is emotionless, pretty much Radell, if he was a baseball player, they go to a public school where pretty much you don't know what really happened, and it has dark undertones, but it has a lot of comedic tropes to where they even reference a lot of DBZ. They have the Yamcha death scene when he's on the ground. They go Super Saiyan. It's just hilarious comedy. So I would say if you guys want to laugh, Oblivion Battery.
Okay, W. Okay. My pick, and I was gonna go in a certain direction, and I still might pick it. It's so good, so it will be a good pick. But I want to go this direction instead because one of my favorite villains, antagonists in anime. Why am I forgetting his name? I can't believe I'm forgetting his name right now. But my pick is Medica Box. More specifically, Medica Box when he arrived.
Box?
No, Medica Box.
Medica Box. Yeah.
Okay.
So this anime honestly doesn't get good until he arrives. I'm not gonna lie. The first season, it was all right. He's the only reason why you should watch this anime because he's one of the most interesting characters I've seen in anime. Period. I very much like him. He's that guy that we've talked about before, where he can turn off color in the world. He can just turn it off. He's just that broken.
Be petty.
Just to be petty. He's a person that is called the ultimate loser. And he keeps on losing, but he's also the most broken character, and he just does whatever he wants. But he also wants to lose. He's a complex cycle of emotions where he doesn't really know what he wants. And at the very end, he eventually does join the good side after a lot of battles between the main character, who's extremely broken. So he actually wanted to kind of convert her, but it didn't work out because the side character is a really good guy, the good guy trope, very good guy. But yeah, he's a great character. He's all the themes regarding his character is fantastic, and his abilities is broken as hell. He basically anything that he doesn't want to exist doesn't exist. He just has to think it. That's how broken he is. So Medica Box is my pick. Ty, your last two picks. No, Moon Peaches.
Since we
It's Moon Peaches. My bad. It's Moon Peaches.
I was like, what about me?
oh
Yeah, I'm scared. My bad.
So I have this one's like I've never met another person other than the person who introduced me to this one that has heard of this manga. It's also an anime. It ties into a different one, but Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicle.
Tsubasa Chronicles.
You know
Yo,
this?
I remember that. That's actually crazy.
You know this?
Yeah,
I have never met another person.
So yeah, I remember Tsubasa Chronicles. Yeah.
So this one has a little bit of everything, and the lore is so deep, it's crazy. The best way I know how to pinpoint it is like it almost has as deep of a lore as like One Piece in sense, because they're going through different worlds. Yeah.
Yeah, Tsubasa Chronicles. I ain't seen that since like middle school.
This is what got me into anime, is this manga right here.
That's crazy.
But it just you go
Is
you
that
have
one?
No, that's Captain Tsubasa.
this is not soccer. This is basically you start off in like a desert country. You have this dude who is orphaned, and his dad's an archaeologist, and they're figuring out all this stuff with this desert country. And then they get sucked up. The princess and the main character get sucked up into another world through the priest trying to save the princess because she loses all of her feathers to like her wings and everything, which nobody fucking knows that she has. It's some ancient thing. And then they get brought into a different anime, HHH Holistic, which is its own separate thing. They get brought into that world where the witch then helps them be able to travel through all of the different like the different worlds to collect her feathers and everything. And the key is that she'll never be able to remember the main character. And it just, there's so much lore within it. It's really hard to like fully like get through everything with it, but it's really good.
So like
it's
how
the
One
thing
Piece
that got me into anime.
So like how One Piece is different islands, this is like different worlds that they have to go
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's crazy. That's one of them animes that's one of the animes you found on a legal website in middle school, and you watch it, and then that's crazy. But since you included manga, I'm gonna include two manga from webtoons. One of them, that's actually insane. That's actually crazy. But one of them is My Deepest Secret. That's a webtoon. So it's actually fire. So My Deepest Secret is basically about this girl who is dating this guy who she thinks is the sweetest guy she's ever dated, but turns out he's a murderer. You know what I'm saying? But there's a twist to it, though. There's a twist to it because there's something about him that's familiar, but she can't put her finger on it. So something about their past connected that we don't know about as the audience. And it's the reason why it's a good mystery is because we think that she just met him as an adult and they became boyfriend and girlfriend, but there's something connected to them out their past that you get to figure out. I don't want to spoil the twist. The twist is actually kind of crazy. I was like, wow. So he's a murderer, and basically any dude or anybody that tries to either talk to her or do anything bad to her, he ends up murdering them. But it's a crazy. Y'all want me to tell y'all the twist, or y'all just like, nah, y'all gonna read it?
I'm not gonna read this. I got
Is
too
it
much
just
on my
a
plate.
romance story? Is it that?
No,
is
it's a murder mystery.
Is it long?
murder.
It's on
I'll
Webtoons.
read it. I
It's
love
not-
murder
it's kinda-
mysteries.
Wait, it's on Webtoons, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've read this.
Don't.
Yeah,
Yeah, but-
don't tell me. I might read it.
Oh, okay, I got you. But
Yeah.
it's a murder mystery. You had to figure out why is the boyfriend doing this, and what is her connection to the boyfriend that we don't know about. So it's actually the twist is actually fire. And the next one is I am the Grim Reaper. I am the Grim Reaper is about this girl who ended up dying, and she basically how the afterlife works is there are 9 levels of hell, right? And it from worst to from worst from best to, I don't want to say best, but from not so bad to too best. So like for example, if I died, I'm just throwing something out there, and I stole a car, I might get sent to level 1. If you get sent to level 9, you probably committed genocide. So the main character, she gets sent to level 9 of hell. But the problem is that you get sent to hell, you don't remember what you did. So we have to figure out why did the main character get sent to level 9 hell? And basically, for her to escape hell, she has to kill someone once a day for the devil. It's really crazy. So she gets to go back to Earth and get her life back in order not to get, because the 9th level of hell is the worst hell ever. So she has to keep. But the thing about it is, she wants to figure out. She's very kind. She's compassionate. So we're trying to figure out what the hell did you do to get sent to the 9th level. And now she doesn't even want to hurt people, but now she's forced to kill someone once a day. But typically, how they frame it is that she's killing bad guys, so it's not that bad. Like for example, she was dating this guy. She met this guy that she thought was good, but he ended up trying to like he ended up trying to do some crazy to her, so she ends up killing him. Things like that, and that ends up being her contract to Satan. But you figure out why. I forgot why I stopped that. I read like 2 or 3 seasons of it, and I still need. I don't even know the mystery about how she went to hell. I think we need to catch up to figure that out if they explained it yet. But it was full. It was cool, and we also see more characters who are also like came back to Earth that were also under that same contract, and they're all kind of figuring out the mystery of their deaths. So yeah, this girl got sent to the 9th level of hell.
Sounds interesting. I'm not gonna lie.
No, it was fire.
All right, Moon Peach's last pick.
Okay, so let me explain this before everybody starts screaming and vetoing, okay?
Veto.
Yeah, I'm kind of already putting up my V's, man. Not gonna lie. I'm already on time.
Okay, I'm gonna say fairy tale, but hear me out, okay?
Veto.
No.
No, let me talk. Let me talk.
If you're not gonna no. Stop.
I
Samurai
can't put
Champloo didn't
Inuyasha,
make
but
the
you can
cut.
put fairy tale.
Veto.
Nah, veto.
Isn't hated by
Veto.
the entire
Yes.
anime community.
Veto.
But it's
Veto.
not under. Hold on a second.
It's
I
not
think that Fairy
underrated.
Tail, you
Just
can
'cause
argue
it's hated
Fairy
does not
Tail
mean
has a
it's
bigger
approved.
fan base than Inuyasha.
I would
Even
go
if-
that.
Yeah.
even
I would
if-
agree.
Oh, you know what? You know what? You're a cosplayer. How many Fairy Tail cosplays do you see? Bro, if I can't have Inuyasha, you can't have Fairy Tail.
Flambéed,
Then I
charbroiled,
want
Okay,
Samurai
then-
Champloo then.
Stir
I want that
fried.
too.
Samurai Champloo's not even on that. It's a tier above all that.
I don't care. I don't care.
My favorite anime is fairy tale, but I'm gonna put down Baka and Tess.
Okay, I've
Describe
heard of
that for me. I feel like I've watched it.
So basically it's based off of like the class, and so basically in this school everybody has like little like chibi avatars of themselves, and they fight it out with the other classes and everything. And basically you have the main female character who really should be in class 1A but was sick the day of the test that places you in which class you are, and got sent to class 1E. And so basically 1E is fighting their rank, like their way up through all of the other classes to get class 1A stuff. So the class 1A basically, because they have the nicest of the nice stuff, and basically they fight their way up through that using her basically, and also they're improving along the way. And the school's basically having to look at their ranking system and rethink a lot of the things. It's actually really cute and really funny, and it kind of has like a little bit of a deeper like undertone to it, which I really like.
So Baku and Tess walk so that Classroom of the Elite can run.
Yes.
I was just about to say that.
A lot of the stuff that I listed is like things that like walk so that other things could run.
Fair. Can I question for the people? Can I replace one of my picks? Because I want to put two
No.
manhwa on it.
Nope.
No.
See, they just hating on
It
All
could be an
picks are
honorable
final.
mention.
Hey man, that's
That
like
could be an honorable
we-
mention.
Because then
Riddell.
if you
never
do that,
did
then
that.
we all
ain't-
get a chance to
no,
replace.
No. We ain't never.
Why
did no
would
draft
y'all
where
replace?
came
I
in.
just want to put a manhwa in there. I don't
Too
know why
bad.
y'all would
Nothing.
replace.
So,
should.
but
Use
why
your
would
last
we let
pick.
you
I didn't even
replace
know.
and nobody
I didn't
else
even
gets
know
to
Monroe
replace?
were allowed until today.
I remember my
I
I
last
said
draft.
manhwa are allowed at the beginning, man.
I made a whole
I-
damn draft for it. I thought it
I
was just
remember
anime.
there was a draft where I wanted to make a replacement. I was not allowed to.
That's
Sorry
true.
about that, Vito.
That's true.
Vito. We
He
vetoed on
kind
everything.
of gets it.
sure-
Riddell always be trying to cheat the system,
I'm
bro.
not
Yep.
trying
Facts.
to cheat.
Always be
I'm
trying
not
all the
trying to
And he's
time.
the one that makes the rules. That's what's crazy. He
That's
makes the
the
rules.
craziest
I
part.
don't know how this is cheating. Y'all can't explain how. this is
Just
cheating.
put it as your last pick.
There's two series I wanted to put on.
That's tough.
But,
You gotta pick
Pick
one.
one.
Maybe you should have used it
That's
earlier.
Hating
tough. I
on
had two I
me
wanted to put on, but you got to pick.
Crazy.
I
But
made a
Terrible
list. I made like a
GM.
list of
Fine.
50
Terrible
names.
maybe-
GM.
Only
hey,
picked
it's
five.
fine. I'm used to it. It's fine.
Used to
Because
follow the
you
rules.
do it.
I'm
You
used to getting hated on. It's cool.
You try to
Riddell
call you
would
back
be-
and we call you out on it. Like what?
All
Riddell would be a
right.
terrible GM in the NBA. Can I
Horrible.
respect?
Hey man, I would be hated, but I'll win championships. You feel me? All right. The series that I wanted to
He's trying to sound like
shout
he's the
out.
Lakers, bro. Relax. You're the Nuggets.
Hey,
You just won your first
as long
one.
as long as I get my 17 championships, you feel me?
Oh my god.
The series I did want to shout out was Unordinary. Shout out Unordinary. It's really good. But the series that I'm gonna put here, I had a lot of options. I could go a banger and like a Made in Abyss. You know what I'm saying? I could have went the banger, but I wanted to go mono route. So the pick I'm going in is probably the first mono that really got me into it. And crazy enough, I watched the live action version of it first, and then I read it, and then I read the prequel, and I don't understand why they're making a season 2 of Sweet Home, knowing what I know about Sweet Home. That's my pick. Sweet Home, I think, is super interesting. Like it really dives into the different monsters, and the reason why people turn into monsters is based off like some like inner thing with them, whether it's like you're a big gym rat, so you turn into a big hulking gym monster or whatever. And what's great about it is that the main character throughout this entire thing, he's completely Ramdam's vibe, by the way. He was absolutely bullied. He tried to do the good thing first, actually. He tried to help out this rich, spoiled kid. And then the rich, spoiled kid's like, how dare you help me? So he started bullying him. And he couldn't do anything against him because his dad was the boss of the main character's dad. So the main character's dad wouldn't let him do anything because he's going to lose his job. So he would just get relentlessly bullied after bullied after bullied. And then his family died in a car crash. So he was by himself. He was already like isolating himself from the family. Already hated his family. And everybody thought he was like a terrible child because of everything that's been taking place. And then he wanted to commit suicide. And before he did, everything went crazy in the Sweet Home universe. And he also had something dark in his soul because he wanted to commit suicide, but he used that to his advantage and his ability. It plays with the entire power system. Sweet Home, and the entire setting is like in a hotel, by the way. Fantastic. Sweet Home.
No, I
This is my
love Sweet Home. I never watched the show because no, I lied. I watched the first episode. I don't know why I didn't watch the rest of it, but it was one of the first things I ever read on webtoons, and I love the story.
The live action is not bad. I don't. They changed the ending for obvious reasons to make a season 2.
Yeah, so season 2 came out like this year, didn't it?
Yeah, season 2 is probably going to have nothing to do with it's probably all going to be original content, to be honest. Season 2, which I guess is fine because after Sweet Home, we don't see what he does afterwards. Even though, so I guess it's fine to an extent. But there's also a character that they don't introduce in the live action that's very important, which is weird. It's like the brother of one of the characters, but
I'll have to see the rest of it.
Also, check out Shotgun Boy, Lonnie, if you haven't. It's a prequel. Of
Oh, I
Sweet Home.
finally finished reading that. That's good.
Shotgun Boy.
Yeah.
Shotgun Boy is crazy, and I feel so bad for the main entity, which also has no explanation why it's so broken. But I feel so bad for that thing. Not gonna lie. Shout out Sweet Home Shotgun Boy. All right. Next is Santo. Final pick.
The final pick. I was between two. So I was gonna pick Detroit Metal. What's it called? Detroit Metal City. It's an anime where he's a failing pop star, and to pay bills, he becomes a lead singer of a metal band, and that's when he starts getting popularity, and he absolutely hates it. But which I recommend for any music lover because the OST is great. I'm gonna go with Akudama Drive.
Crazy thing. I've watched the first episode. I'm gonna let you
That's a
explain
good pick.
those.
That's a good pick, Santo. That's a good pick.
Akudama Drive is pretty much the anime version of the ocean movies.
Mhm.
There's these criminals that their sentences, and everybody has their own tasks. I mean, their own roles. One's a hacker, one's a brawler, one's a courier that delivers everything. He's badass. One
that doctor,
girl.
that doctor
Oh,
Santo.
the doctor is pretty much. If anybody cosplays that, just greatness. And pretty much they get hired for this job to go against the establishment. The animation is amazing. It's a mixture between like pretty much Guilty Gear, Xrd, and JoJo's. It's phenomenal.
I just was throwing me off from that anime, and this is a trope I really don't like in general, is like the misunderstanding plot where because of a misunderstanding now you're in the story or you're doing this type of thing, and that's what happened with the girl. She just was in the wrong place in the wrong time. Yeah,
they go into it further down. Just I would
so
say
is she
keep
actually
watching.
important? Like she actually was supposed to be there, or was it still a misunderstanding and she happens to be important?
I would say a little bit of both. I don't want to spoil.
I mean, I do plan to finish it, to be fair. So
Should she have been arrested? No, but does she belong at the same time? Does she eventually? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just keep watching. I'm pretty sure you'll change your mind regarding that.
I hope so, because I've never liked the misunderstanding trope.
Also,
but
shout out to the serial killer in that show. He was lit. He was a fun time.
Okay. Next will be random. Last pick.
Link Click.
What?
It's
Link
Click.
Click.
It's
that's a good pick.
Mm-hmm. It's one. It's a click.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was like, what are you saying to me? Okay.
It's technically based off it's based off a Chinese dongwa where these two guys run the Time Studio agency where they take clients' photographs and they go back in time to fix the client's regrets. And one of them can go inside the photo to go back in time, and they take the place of the photographer, and the other one kind of keeps track of time, right? And they only get one chance to do it, and they have 12 hours. And it's really good. It's really good. It got a couple seasons on Crunchyroll. I just like the premise of the show, right? It's excellently animated too. You could tell that somebody really put some money behind it. If you have a chance, check it out.
Have you seen the shorts?
No, I want to though. I need to check them because all chibi versions. I just sat there. I was like, I watched the 2 seasons. I need a break, but I need to go back and watch those shorts.
All right, Miles, last pick.
It's such a.
I had a bunch for mine, but I'm gonna go with it's called Oban Star Racers.
How do you spell that?
OBAN.
Okay.
Star Racers. Yeah. And it's a tournament anime, except instead of the traditional, Mortal Kombat or fighting tournament, it's a racing tournament. Um, Basically, the main character, she has a mother that passes away, and she gets sent off to boarding school. But to kind of get a familiar connection, she seeks out her father, who happens to be like one of the greatest. I don't remember if he was a racer himself or if he was a manager, but he has a heavy influence in the racing space. And they're gearing up for this intergalactic tournament that basically pits your world against other worlds. And if you lose the race, you'll basically get wiped out. And she's thrusted into the forefront as like the only qualifiable person to be a racer, because the main racer, they basically sabotaged the Earth group in order to make sure that he can't participate. So she's basically next up in line. And yeah, she races for the world, not only to save Earth, to represent Earth, but there's also a prize that you get for winning the race. But yeah.
All right, W. Shout out racing anime. And Lonnie, final pick.
What's crazy is that you said it and I got scared. Made in the Abyss.
I don't think you deserve it.
I said I was saving the best one for last because it's low.
I should have just picked it. You know what? I should have.
You really should have. You really should have. Because when you said Made in the Abyss, I literally froze and I looked at everyone else's faces and no one reacted. I was like, yes. No, but it's about this girl named Rico and her friend. Like they're trying to find their mom and I don't want to like spoil too much in case no one ever watches it. Like because people assume that like, oh, it looks kiddie. Trust me, it is one of the most disturbing. It's on the more disturbing side, and it's super messed up. It's a fantastic. Yeah, I agree, Kai. It's a fantastic. I don't want to like go. They're trying to look for her mom. How about that? And just go in with like, hey, these two kids are trying to find someone's mom. They have to go into a cave and go from there, and then watch the magic happen.
Yeah, Made in Abyss has like some of the greatest world building in anime. Period. Like the Abyss, each layer is so different and has its own set of rules, and also Bone Druid is a scumbag for sure. Bone Druid.
My first introduction to Made of Abyss was watching a YouTube short where this guy was pointing a gun at the TV on a clip of Made in the Abyss. I was like, what the hell is this? And when I got to that part of the show, I got it. Holy crap, man.
Because of Bone Druid, right? It was because of Bone Druid.
Yes. Yeah. And I was just like, oh my God. Like these are children. These are children. Oh my God. Great pick, Lonnie.
I'll allow it. You know what I'm saying? Made in Abyss is great. I was gonna pick it. I legit was about to pick it, but I kind of wanted to talk about Kumagawa. So it is what it is.
I was just hoping no one like watched it or whatever. I was like, yo, let's see how much I can get away with. But
I'm surprised. I didn't think anybody else was gonna pick, to be fair.
I've never seen somebody so unenthused to hold the MVP trophy in his life.
He's like, he's all work, man. He does what he got to do. Honorable mentions for me.
Ooh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'll say honorable mentions for me. Obviously, I'm gonna pick ones that you would probably. I'll be surprised if some of y'all watch. Get Backers is an honorable mention. Classic. Needless is an honorable mention. K Return of Kings is an honorable mention.
That was on my list. Hey, that was on my list.
Okay. K Returns of Kings, really good. I don't know why. But
great, yeah. Somebody said it.
I do have. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say if I had said Trigun, would you guys have vetoed it?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Ash is that guy.
I would have vetoed it. It's too popular.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. You can't use that. Vash is him.
Because I think it gets overrated because of Cowboy Bebop.
Oh,
Like,
how are you gonna put it? How are you gonna say it's underrated?
I misspoke. I said that I think it gets underrated because it came out around the same time as Cowboy Bebop, so it kind of like lost what it should have gotten.
I feel like a lot of people. I think the agreement across the board is Trigun is better than Cowboy Bebop.
I agree.
That's
Is
what I
that
think.
the common thing?
I think
But
so.
it's
From what I've seen, I
I
think
don't think it's the common thing, but I'm not mad at it.
Me
I
neither.
disagree, but I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, I disagree, but I've never had. You're the first person I've ever heard say that.
Same.
Yeah, me too.
Really?
Yeah, I've never heard that
Yeah.
before, but like, I'm not mad at
Okay.
it because it's Trigun, but at the same time, I don't agree.
I think it's pretty comfortably better than Cowboy Bebop. I'm not gonna lie.
All
Be
right,
honest.
now we
What would
start.
you
we can just
say
fight,
if I
bro.
would have put Lore Olympus on here? Because I don't know how many guys actually know that.
I know what it is. That's it.
Lore Olympus is one of the best stories I ever read.
Should have put it.
It's on Webtoons, by the way,
No,
guys.
it's one of the top webtoons. It's like up there with like I think
What's
actually it was rated number 1 for a while. That's why I didn't.
Like usually it's number 1, and then when something surpasses Lore Olympus, it's a big deal. But
Yeah.
it's usually always in like the top 3 on Webtoons.
If I said Hustle, would you guys have said underrated?
Cook.
I was gonna make a joke, but
I would be like,
This man Ty is locked in. We're glazing this manga. He locked in. He's like, the culture need this, man.
Bro.
hey, let that white man that don't like basketball win, bro. It's okay.
Somebody said the NBA's is 9 to 5, bro, and I couldn't stop.
It really
laughing.
is. He just wants to go home and ride his horses. He don't give a damn.
nah,
Too big to ride him, though.
He's just not an expressive person, man. That's all it is.
He should be your favorite player in the NBA. He's perfect, just
No,
like
this
all your
thing
anime
is, this
characters
thing
that
is
you love.
passion. This is just
I like
Yo.
Jokic. I never slander Jokic.
The
That's
amount
on
of
me.
offensive fouls they call it. Oh my god.
I like
He's going
Jokic's
through it right
game
now.
and everything.
To be fair, I've seen a lot. They've been calling a lot of, but this has been a sloppy game.
There's so many offensive fouls. Like it's actually crazy.
You know, his
Okay,
parents made him play
he
basketball
grabbing.
because he was so good. Like he wanted us to keep on riding horses, and he actually left the game as a kid to go to a horse. You don't
That's
care,
awesome.
bro.
He's just too big now. He can't ride him
He
for
cares
real.
enough to be good.
He still rides them.
Yeah, but I think he wants to like do it competitively. He just can't.
Who knows? But that is all we got for that. I'm probably gonna make a poll at some point throughout the week to figure out who's gonna win with the best collection of underrated anime. And then we'll see. One thing at the very least we can't have is I think Miles has 2 wins, I believe. I believe you have 2 wins. So Miles is not allowed to win, and I guess is not allowed to win.
Top
I don't
rope.
lie.
Yo, he really trying to make his. He's
I
just
can
trying to
win.
cheat the rules so he wins, bro.
I don't mind
Shut
cheating
that
the
light skin
rules.
stare
I'm just-
off. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
The amount of attacks
I'm
I've
not
received
cheating.
today is crazy.
I've not cheated.
Why
the
am
rules.
I not allowed to win?
Because we can't have 2 guest wins on our show. I'm
Yes,
just
we
going-
can.
Yeah,
That's
bruh.
crazy. We can't have.
Adele,
2
have you
guest-
have you won yet?
That I have
Yes,
some
he won
top
one,
tier
I think.
underrated anime.
Make
Oh,
sure
yeah,
Adele
is it?
doesn't win. You can vote for everybody
Oh.
except Adele. That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
I support
He's
that.
gonna
message.
edit.
Death
Wow, he's gonna go
Parade
back and
needs to
edit
be
this
an
part out.
honorable mention because that was so good.
Which one?
Death Parade.
It was
Death
on
Parade
my
is
list.
good. Death Parade's good.
That was one that I like locked in on. That
Another
was
one I
really
had
good.
was Into Your Eternity.
I've seen that's good.
I
That's such a
dropped it at some point. Not because it's bad. I just dropped it. I don't know.
All right.
I think
Well,
it was after he. I'm not gonna. That's a spoiler. So there are so many things that happened to your.
But before we wrap up, since we're all leaving, Moon Pooches, did you want to shout out your podcasts and where they can find you and all that?
Oh, yeah. So my podcast is called You're Being Too Loud, and we drop new episodes every Wednesday at 12. I'm just going to put it in the chat. But we're on YouTube, and then from our YouTube, you can go to Spotify, Amazon. I don't
They
remember what
fouling,
else. This
fouling
is
now.
DJ's job. This is my co-host job, so it's not my job.
There are episodes of me random on there. Early was on there. Yeah, if you want to see us crashing out,
The
and
episode coming out tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday, yes. Tonight, later today, I don't know. At some point, 12 p.m. on Wednesday is going to be with Random and Lonnie. And
she
I'm
ruined
scared.
Jolly Ranchers and coconuts. Oh God, the
Yeah,
Jolly
forget
Rancher
Megan. How
one.
much can you take from us?
I'm an island kid and I can't eat coconuts anymore.
I'm still eating coconuts.
That kid should be arrested for what he did.
Riddell, if she told you, if she told you the story,
I watched the video. I know exactly what the story is.
That kid should be arrested.
I don't know anything. Keep me out the loop. Thanks.
well, let's go watch it.
Miles,
There's
Episode
no
Miles,
way
two.
I'm not
hold
gonna
on.
keep
It
on
is-
eating almond joys. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh God.
To be, I can tell you exactly which episode it is. It is episode 6.
I'm deaf, guys. Are y'all saying anything?
I can't.
All I'm gonna say, Miles, man, is sometimes it's okay to feel repressed, man. You don't have to kind of let it out all the time.
That's the perfect way to say it. That's the perfect way to say it.
And so,
I want J-Rob to hear that story. I just want to see his reaction.
thanks.
Oh my God, Eric Gordon tried to end Rudy Gobert's life.
Oh my God, you're so
deserves
far
it.
behind.
That's where I'm at too. I'm at there.
He probably watching that. He probably watching it a little different. I'm on YouTube TV. He trying
Can we shut this thing down? I want to go to sleep, bro.
Can we shut this thing down? We can.
Okay, Grandpa.
This is a long episode.
Doing this for 3.5 hours. Nigga,
Yeah,
we was having fun. We was
I'm
having
fun, but nigga tired.
That's tough. That's tough.
Hey,
You
man,
don't have to
be
deal with
like
the grumpy moon peaches in the morning.
That is very true.
That is true. With that said, we are going to wrap it up. As always, make sure you like and subscribe. If you guys don't know how, well, let me help you out.
Make sure you guys like, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're aiming for 5,000 subscribers, and ping that notification bell so you never miss any bit of content that we make. And you're here for the podcast episodes every Tuesday, 9 p.m. EST. Also, leave us down a comment. We'll make sure to reply to every single one of your comments moving forward. If you have a question, we may even answer that question for a future podcast episode. And of course, make sure you guys rate the podcast 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Leave a review, give us your thoughts, and again, we'll make sure to shout you out on a future episode. So we appreciate you, and back to the craziness that is probably going on the BSS.
Yeah, 3.5 hours. I hope y'all know I'm probably gonna need to feed her monster immediately when she wakes up and have a taser ready.
Look, man, that's the
Hey,
life you
man.
signed up for, and you
Sounds like love to me. Appreciate y'all coming to the podcast. We'll be back, of course. We got a lot of things planned, and of course, road to 5K. With that said, y'all have a good one. Take care and peace.
If I'm not here next week, you know why?
Just let's hope